Right, we're back, guys. The stream's back. I'm loving this.
That's a classic.
Would you look at that? Rise of the Vincel. Yeah, it's unreal, isn't it?
He's a dangerous man. He'll choke you out without you saying a word.
Smoothie is the Rat King.
Oh, but a joke. 'Twas harmless banter.
Are you kidding me?
What you made of my man?
Oh! Yay! Now the game's starting, though. Now the game begins. But we did have a word with Tarek. A lot of people wanted to get Tarek on. Obviously, Tarek, one of the best players in free agency right now. You know, him and Carrigan are out there. And I did reach out to Tarek, and he says he's away at the moment, but he will come on for the next stage. So we'll have Tarek in the broadcast at some point. So that's a nice surprise. I hadn't really banked on that because I know he's a very busy dude. So next week, Tarek will probably be putting in an appearance of some sort. I don't know what games we'll watch together. Maybe it'll be a full day, but if you've got any special requests that you'd like to get Tarek's insight for, maybe you'd like to get his insight into NRG or another specific team, obviously we'll just ask him about it. No big problem. Anyway, the game is underway. This is it. Inferno, of course, Chinese team playing. Not a surprise there. Vitality obviously like to think that they can fucking play this as well. But you'll just see this hyper-aggression coming out. This is the Chinese style right now. Push down banana, push down mid, get up in your face. Apex going to get 2 quick kills to answer back. But they're kind of bottled in here in banana. Things looking very bad for Apex. K's going to get another kill. The sensation. Advent follows up with that. And then MBK, last one alive. MBK had his LAN best performance in their 16-1 over Vegas squadron, feeling sharp. Moses tweeted at him today saying, hey, for my predictions, MBK, are you ready to fuck? I think that means are you ready to play well, unless there's something about Jason that I didn't know. So MBK in a 1v2 here, but certainly in good form right now. And how Vitality needed to be in good form, because there's only Ziwu really that's been showing up and showing up big. So, going to be a sound cue here for MBK, and Boiler should be able to get this kill. He's going to play it. Hang on, let's get X-Ray on if I can do that. Wait. In a good spot here, MBK. He's played it geniusly. Oh, and then he's going to get taken out by K's. Who else? Vici going to get the defuse, and they're going to be up winning the pistol round. I didn't see what I'm a Pet said about Ty Lue. What did he say? The fire, baby, fire. Yeah, sorry, I think I disabled X-Ray. My bad. It's early, guys. It's 4 a.m. I have to wake up at 2:30 to get ready for this. But I think this is going to be a real tough map for Vitality. I'll give you some more information on the Veto as I can sort of find a lull in the action to bring it to you. But, yeah, Vici Gaming are going to fancy themselves in this one. Definitely had a good start to the tournament so far. And, yeah, I mean, huge bets towards Vitality here. A lot of people backing them to win this one. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen enough out of Vitality to think that they're genuine contenders. I don't think the 16-1 against Vegas Squadron, where they clearly started to capitulate partway through, is any indication about what Vitality are capable of, but get banged. So there's a star player down. It's very hard to miss Siwoo's head. I mean, from the angle, of course, from the angle. And yeah, they're just going to spray them down here, and this should be over pretty quickly, barring an absolute disaster. Well, it ain't clean, but it is going to be over. Well, I appreciate that you appreciate it, because there's one thing that is lacking in esports, and that's general, and just fandoms in general. Like, it's just appreciation, you know. A lot of people do a lot of hard work. I ain't talking about the sycophantic fawning, like, I got up out of bed today and did my fucking job. I mean, like, you know, I hate all of that, like, fucking Reddit threads where it's like, hey, does anyone else love this guy? Like, you don't need that, right? Although it is nice. But, you know, this was something a bit extra. We wanted to take it to the next level. As I said, I got lots of surprises over the course of the broadcast. There has been an organizational element. I'm doing this while I'm doing a fucking day job, too. So, yeah, I'm glad that people appreciate it. And I know it's going to get better and stronger as the broadcast goes on. So, glad everyone's watching. And remember, all the money I make from this is all going to a good cause. Going to help Maria get her final surgeries, get all the correction on the, nerve damage that occurred. So all the money that I earn from this is basically going towards the American healthcare system on her behalf. So not doing it for profit, straight doing it for a good cause, straight doing it for fun. And listen, you say I'm like a single mom with 2 jobs. Motherfucker, I got 3 jobs. I'm a content creator, whatever that nebulous term means. Obviously, I'm a fucking director of talent at ESP Gaming, and I'm a columnist for VP Esports. I gave up on having a traditional adult life so I could do this. Only time will tell whether I regret that or not. Probably will. When I'm rotting away in a care home and no one's visiting me and I'm just sat by a window going to the nurse, I invented the banana. And they don't know what I'm talking about. They're just pumping me full of fucking Thorazine. Probably regret it round about then, but for now, feels good, man. So... Speaking of that, by the way, if you haven't been watching the new season of True Detective with... I pronounced his name wrong. Mahashara Ali. Been brilliant. What a masterful performance it's been for him. Stephen Dorff's pulled a fucking career best turn out of his ass as well. Check that out. A great performance showcasing the horrors of senility and Alzheimer's. Really good. Yeah, sorry. I know I've butchered his name. I'm terrible with pronunciations. I'm a fucking clown when it comes to that. But yes, Kaze is fucking godlike, dude. And it ain't just today. Kaze is a real fucking star player, man. Like, one of the exciting things about 2019 is we're going to see which of these exciting talents are going to go to the next level. Like, who's it going to be? I mean, I'd say Sergey's already there, right? Still some question marks about Ziwu for me. Guys like Kaze, obvious, like, you know... Is he going to be able to step it up and be a genuine world star? Like, it's, we got Brawlan ticking away and percolating. It's good stuff, man. It's an exciting time. So, yeah, just have a look at the scores there, just to show you Kaze is no joke. 10-0 right now. Kaze Cam, always a delight to watch. And he's just going to go for a pick there. It's just easy. Easy for Kaze. Breezy, another one. You know, just been fucking straight fire, straight wrecking it. We got a real exciting time ahead in 2019 for Counter-Strike, I think. And that's before we get into some of the other developments that are going on behind the scenes in terms of leagues and structuring. It's real good, man. Like, it's a good time to be a Counter-Strike fan. If you're new to the game, don't worry, I know it's been out a while, but you are getting in at a good time. Yeah, I don't know if it is the Japanese word he's using, but yeah, kazi, right? Because kamikaze meant divine wind. The kamikaze pilots. I know that from school. Anyway, somehow they brute forced their way into the site here. Vitality. We're going to be whiffing some shots there. from K's through the smoke. I guess you can't really call him a whiff, and here's going to be a boost coming up. I think King saw him go into the Omega at the back of the site. Ziwu lurking, really needs to be the last man standing here. Yeah, they know he's there. That's a fucked up molly, though. That might cost them dear. Ziwu's going to get the peak with the AUG, get the kill, immediately traded out by Freeman. That's dangerous. RPK only has a pistol. Going to be trying to hold that banana area. He's going to strafe, and there's another trade. Time ticking away. If RPK plays this seriously, Vitality should have their first round on the board, but he is going up against the Danger Man K's. He's going to stick the defuse. He's sat in the smoke. There's no bug to abuse. K's is going to get the defuse, but he is going to die at the end. But that is scant consolation. 5-0 to Vici Gaming. Not bad, eh? Still got it. So, yeah, Vici Gaming looking good here, very solid. Remember as well, very important to get a CT side economy rolling because you need the utility to keep out these terrorists from the side. RPK there just trying to push through again. A bit of a flub molly. The utility usage by Vici hasn't been great, hasn't been solid, but RPK unable to get the kill. Pretty much the tail of the tape for him right now. Not in great form. Has been struggling quite a bit, I'd say. Ever since he came back from that bout of pneumonia, hasn't looked like his old godlike self. K's there immediately traded out, but again, it's a great pick. Just ripped MBK's head off his shoulders as he peeked down mid. And that's going to keep the numerical advantage very much going on towards Vici. You're going to see the potency of the AUG here as Alex peeks balcony. Ooh, or are you? Great peek by Alex there. A little bit of unfortunate timing for Freeman, and this is looking very good for Vitality. Suddenly got the numerical advantage, and King, that's not good enough. Really needed to waste some time. So it's all on Advent. They have the economy. I think he's going to go for this. Smoke already deployed and dissipating. Another one going to come down. He's going to have to push through this. Alex is watching the angle. You can see there through the X-ray and pit. As soon as Advent peaks, he's probably going to die. There it is, and Vitality are up and running. Appreciate the donation there. Big Limp buying shares in the No Majors Club. A hot property right now. So hot right now. People saying, is this a tactical reset? Probably not, but let's have a look and see how it works out. And again, you can see, really struggling to get control of Banana here. Those smokes down. Apex is having to play a little bit casual, anticipating the boost up. Did eat a couple of nades to even have that presence. Down to 31 HP. But you can see as well, Vici Gaming, they're not particularly well equipped. They have gone for UMPs and FAMASs here. King just with a pistol. Yeah, Apex is a fucking nade magnet right now. And there's those mollies going down. Again, this just highlights, you can see they chose inferior weapons, but full utility. So important to keeping CT control on this map. But here's going to be a push, and somehow they've managed to isolate and identify where King is with the pistol. You can see there he's only got that 5.7, I think it is, over in the corner. And now they're falling right back, actually. It looked like they were going to take it aggressively. Just trying to bait them out, just trying to flush them out. Don't want to risk anything, but time's a ticking. You got 45 seconds on the clock, Vitality. Looks like they're going to be deploying a tactical smoke here, and they're still going to be making the push onto the A-bomb site. MBK looking to take apps control. Probably is going to be pushing out on the balcony in a coordinated fashion. And here it comes. Here comes the smokes. Going to be going up on quad and pit. You can see here come the flashes. Freeman's going to be making the call. Ziwu already out the balcony. Great coordination. Very rare for Vitality to look this coordinated. And now King not able to make it count. This is going to be another Vitality round. In fact, I imagine that Advent and Orman are going to save these UMPs. No one's died for Vitality. Suddenly starting to get a foothold in this game. It will be 5-2. Do I think Thorin will get invited to at the Starladder Major? Absolutely. Him and Starladder I wouldn't say they've always had a good relationship. The idea that Thorin's always had a good relationship with anyone. I mean, shit, me and Duncan didn't always have a good relationship. We used to tear strips off each other. We used to say the worst things about each other. But that's what I mean. It's like I think real people can, put the differences behind each other and work towards common goals and find commonality, even though we don't always agree with things. And I've made a point of wanting to do that with Duncan because I think he's so important to the scene, and I think he's so talented. Is he a flawed character? Of course. Am I a flawed character? Of course. Is everyone a flawed character? Of course. But yes, I think he had an argument back in the day with a Star Ladder commentator, a Russian guy, needlessly called him out on Twitter over something he'd said. Probably he's got butthurt about Thorin's comments about the CIS region, but that was all smoothed over, and I think it would be an absolute travesty if Duncan wasn't at the next major, because again, he's an integral part of the fiber of Counter-Strike. And listen, I think you can see it. No disrespect to anyone that's on a desk right now, but desks are a little bit dry, aren't they, when it's just pro players and analysts, very analytical people talking about the games. You need a bit of brevity. You need a bit of joke. You need a bit of jokes. You need good delivery. Well, this is a full eco coming in from Vici Gaming, so yes, this round is going to be butchery. That's an interesting question there, RV Angel. I said I'd never work with the mainstream. I don't think I've ever said I've never worked with the mainstream. I said I would be selective about who I worked with in the mainstream. CBS came out to Las Vegas and asked if I would be interviewed, and I said yes, because they wanted to do a documentary about the dark side of esports and how players are exploited. They weren't trying to sugarcoat it and go, hey guys, invest today, get in the Overwatch League, 20 million. For 20 million, you too can be in a failing esport that already is losing viewership and players for 20 million to prop up Activision Blizzard. It's amazing. I didn't want that, right? I didn't want to be part of that, and I'll never be part of that shilling and bullshit. But they wanted to talk about how players get exploited, which is vitally important to talk about in the industry, so I did the interview, yeah. Right, so you can see now as well, a lot of elements coming into play. RPK took so much damage on that double Molotov, wasn't able to get the smoke correct, and yep, all of a sudden, Vici Gaming back in the driving seat. K's going absolutely nuts. 9 rounds, 14 kills. And Vici Gaming have arrested the loss of rounds. They've stemmed the bleeding. Still not an incredible buy for them. Again, just keep an eye on all the utility. You'll see a full complement of utility. I absolutely agree with this strategy. It is better to have weaker weapons than utility on this map. Utility gets so much done for you on the CT side. But it puts a lot of pressure on K's right now with that AWP. Obviously, AWP's vitally important to the CT setup. Enables you to take those long fights. You can see there, K's preemptively going for the pick on stairs. Wasn't able to land it, but had a good read on them, but this gives up mid control to Vitality. Finally, Vitality kind of surrendering banana control at the moment. You can understand why. Every round, it's been double nades, double smokes, double mollies. This is how it has to be played. And finally, Vitality have realized, you know what? You know all that fire and fucking the barrage of grenades that's coming down? Why don't we not be there for that? Why don't we give that a miss, eh? So here we go. Flash is coming over the top. They're going to call it. Smoke down from Case. He's able to get out. He's going to be holding the arch side here. Can he get a kill? Of course he can. He's not going to miss. RPK the first to go down. Gets a second. Apex not able to answer back. Now he knows he's getting pushed here. Going for the peak. That's a bit of a whiff, though. MPK able to benefit from that. Now suddenly he's got control over by Mini Pit. He's going to take some damage, though. Freeman's going to get the kill, and that's going to be the bomb down. Zebu pushes onto the site. Doesn't know where anybody is. Going to get sprayed down, and that's going to make it. Oh, no. Alex, all alone, is going to get the kill. That's going to make it 7-3 to Vici. The worst thing about when the Overwatch League got rid of Alchemist was there was an executive that then came out and did an interview, I think, with ESPN. And he quoted everything that Alchemist had said while he was working on the Overwatch League about the direction that they needed to go in, and basically took all of Alchemist's ideas and cut him loose. You know, the way they treated him is disgusting. And listen, I know Jason. Jason was my man. I specifically requested him at E-League. They said, do you want an esports director in the room? And there were lots of names. I chose Jason because we have a good understanding. We have a good shorthand. He cares about it. He can get flustered, sure. He always apologizes because he thinks he shouted at me. I don't think he's ever shouted at me. He thinks he has sometimes. I've certainly barked at him when you're in the pressure of live TV and you need to know where we're going. But he's great at what he does, and the one thing he definitely has is an understanding over what you need to be showing in esports. The Overwatch League undoubtedly worse off without them. And when you think, right now the meta is garbage, all the players are complaining about that. On top of that, the viewing experience hasn't really improved. They're now trying to push this command center that you've got to pay for as part of a revenue agreement they have with Twitch. I was watching the numbers yesterday. I think the main stream peaked at about 254,000, which is down about 120K on the last season. These are not good signs. This is not an esport in good health. So, just saying. Thanks, by the way, for all the people giving me the Twitch Primes. If you have a Twitch Prime in your pocket, I'd really appreciate it if you could, contribute towards this stream. Everybody who works this broadcast is effectively doing it for free in their own time. The money I'm going to be using is going to be going to a good cause, as I said. So thank you very much for that. You're a part of something wonderful. Ziwu, last man standing now, back into the game. He's in a 1v4 situation. Ziwu can win these. Now, this is a little bit aggressive there from Advent, but Ziwu misses the easy shot. Could have been penalized for that, but wasn't. Ziwu, not really having that warm-up. Only got 7 kills right now. Things looking tough on that T side, and Vici Gaming starting to get a build. Advent with a great round there, 4 kills to put him up for 10. Epic Dimitri there in the chat, so obviously I have no way of verifying this. He said, I used to be a Blizzard employee in France. They told the staff they'll lay off every 4th person in the office, but never said who and when. That's just insane. If that's true, it certainly is. That sounds like what fucking the Legion did in fucking Fallout New Vegas, right? They were like, yep, here's the lottery, guys. You all get crucified, and you get to go to the next village and tell everyone we're coming to kill them too. Right, and this is a buy for Vitality, getting butchered. They've gone back to Banana, really running out of ideas on this T side, and they're just shoehorned in, leaving Alex, who crept up second mid in a 1v5 situation. Doesn't know where anyone's coming from. That last kill's going to come in, and that's really good for Vici Gaming as they look to build this economy, not having anybody die. Super important. K's encroaching on 20 kills. He's got 19 after 12 rounds played, and it looks like Vitality here, well, looks like, yep, they're going to be buying some CZs if they can afford it. We got a Mac 10 coming in. It's desperation time. Take one thing from this major, guys. Just ban Inferno against the Chinese teams. That's all you have to do to give yourself a fighting chance. MBK, though, is going to get the strafe onto Freeman. Going to pick up the AK. Can do something here if the timing's right. He's going to be looking. It is going to be a duel up against the Danger Man K's. Rare for him to miss that AWP shot. MBK going to drop in a pit now. He is out with full HP. Numerical advantage as well, and K's very low. Zokin going to peek through the smoke. That's a massive whiff. RPK gets lucky. Picks up a double from nowhere. And suddenly, Orman is really the guy who's going to have to carry the torch here. Doesn't get it. Apex able to get the kill, and this is desperate times. K's going to hightail it over there to the B bomb site. Probably going to try and save this up going into the next round in construction, but with so little money spent here from Vitality, probably going to be looking to get guns and maybe send some of the pistoliers to go and hunt him down. K's, he's figured it out. He's going to start throwing away some of his guns here, trying to salvage some of this situation. Is going to be looking, but you can see there is going to be someone coming towards him. He is going to get some contact soon. And if K's isn't to take this AWP into the next round, that would be a bit of a disaster for them. Apex spamming away, checking all the corners. Isn't going to find him. Gives away his position to K's. K's should be able to make it out alive. So, bit of a bonus round there for Vitality. Probably couldn't have expected to win that round. That RPK fortunate double headshot. The harder I work, the luckier I get. Definitely a game changer right there. But Vici Gaming still have enough money in the bank to pick up this double AUG, double M4 with an AWP. And again, vitally, this full utility. And once again, RPK in that spot does actually manage to get a smoke down that blocks out the spread of the Molotovs now. Advent going to be raining down an airstrike from Banana. Just looking. I think he knows RPK's gone into the tree, holding this angle, but RPK coming alive, getting a double, coming alive when they need it most, Vitality. This is probably going to give them Banana. Foolishly aggressive as they go to peek down there. Didn't need to do that. And now K's, he's going to have to get lucky and try and tag someone through the smoke. And you know what? They've decided, you know what? We're going to give them 5, guys. We're going to give them 5. We need to save this. Ziwu's going to get this plant. They're all going to get out Vitality. And suddenly, they're starting to pick up some rounds on this T side and bring this match closer together. What are my thoughts on the franchising in League of Legends? It represents an infinitely better investment than the Overwatch League. Infinitely better. It's got history. It's got prestige. It's half the price. Riot are not an ideal company by any stretch of the imagination, but they've certainly got a better handle on valuation. What do I think about Rainbow Six? I like Rainbow Six. I think it's a very good esport. They've really got some good ideas on how to monetize and bring teams in, you know, with like cosmetic items and stuff. Very ahead of the curve. Good viewership numbers. Solid community. Couple of little scandals here and there. There was some allegations of match fixing. You know, these are all the teething problems you have as you're coming up as an esport. But overall, I think in terms of crossover appeal for the Counter-Strike audience, I think if there wasn't a Counter-Strike event this weekend and there was a Rainbow Six event on that weekend, you could, as a Counter-Strike fan, you could watch it and certainly find a lot to appreciate, perhaps more so than Call of Duty. So I think it's a great game. All right, Vitality looking to do another A execute, this time doubling up in the apartments. Freeman has been caught cold a couple of times in the pit. This time he is going to take Apex down. Knows somebody got out. He's going to win that duel against Ziwu. Zoking's going to follow up with a kill on MBK. And then it's RPK, actually, who's going aggressive. Jumping up on the haystacks here while Alex crab claws around and takes down K's. Alex knows there's someone in the library. Going to get a headshot there. That's some crisp aim. And now Advent's going to push out. Freeman is able to win that duel against RPK. And that's pretty much everything for the round right now. But Freeman's only on 2 HP. If Alex is able to just slam one bullet, he can do it. But Freeman's going to peak at the right time and make it 10-5 to Vici Gaming. 19 kills for K's. Only 7 for Ziwu. A tale of 2-star players, one having infinitely better fortunes than the other. Oh, lots of questions coming in. Let's have a look. Is Thorin going to be a guest? Yeah. Duncan's probably going to swing by at some point tomorrow over the weekend. He's visiting people and hanging out and doing stuff at the moment. But yeah. How would I advise up and coming tournament esports organizers to implement rules against match fixing for players? I'd get them to sign up to ESIC, the Esports Integrity Coalition, and listen to experts that have years of experience in the field of real sports, legal knowledge and know-how, and already a broad spectrum of partners all committed to the goal of stamping out corruption in esports. That would be my advice if you were a tournament organizer. Am I role-playing James Bardolph? No, if I was role-playing James Bardolph, first of all, I'd be wearing my scuba gear, and I'd be saying, like, noise. What's going on, Dad? And my voice would need to be a little bit deeper. I can't actually do my Bardolph voice at the moment. My voice is a little bit blown out because streaming and doing lots of podcasts and everything. Like, I got an interview with Moses coming out. I did like a 90-minute, 2-hour interview with Moses for Rivalry, I think. So, noise. What the hell is going on, Dad? And you've got to hit it from the back, you know. So, So yeah, there's going to be an interview with little Momo talking about his career, which is great. Going back to the early days, it's mainly aimed at people that don't know the answers to those questions. But we get into some other shit, and we talk about some fun stuff towards the end as well. The Ninja cosplay will come after the No Majors Club. A Richard Lewis show will start happening regularly when Sam gets out to Vegas. We're going to try and do, 2-3 a week again. What do I think of the Greek stream? They got permabanned for saying there are only two genders. I think if you take that at face value, that's an unbelievably harsh ban. I feel there's more to that story than meets the eye, though. I noticed she showed the email, the first email she got from Twitch. She didn't show any of her emails. So maybe there's more to that than meets the eye. I'll reserve judgment. Is the Tugan interview still coming when he finishes the game? Funny you should mention that, Casapasca, because as I woke up to do this stream, I actually had a message from Too Good, James Harding, the legend, and he said, hey, you got time to talk? And the game is obviously nearing completion, and that was always the deal, that he was going to sort of come back to the scene. So yeah, I imagine we'll be getting down and dirty and doing that interview soon. So I've only been promising that interview for about 2 fucking years or something. But yeah, so looking forward to it. Thoughts on Apex Legends? I'm not informed enough to make any intelligent comments about it because I haven't played it. I played 2 games and I just thought, fuck BR, dude. I can't be bothered learning another one, and I pretty much put it down. It's still installed. Listen, guys, I'm hitting that age right now where, like, the prospect of learning yet another BR or playing fucking RimWorld with the Cthulhu mods turned on, I know what I'd rather be doing. Anyway, Alex RPK, Ziwu, they've gone right into the meat grinder, right into a pistol stack here, Vici Gaming. They didn't want to do this. And now K's desperately fighting away with the Glock. And, Orman and K's can answer back. MBK's going to take down Orman. It's all on the Danger Man. It's all on K's. This is going to be really hard. A 1v3. He knows he's kind of crab-clawed here. He's not going to be able to get that bomb. That bomb's down in a horrible position. There's realistically no way he can do this. We're going to have some smokes coming down. It's just going to eke out the time. Apex is going to push him. It's well coordinated. And Vitality desperately needed that pistol round to have any chance to get a foothold in this game. Well, here's the thing, Niels. Neil C007. I actually finally got down and decided to get past my Dwarf Fortress phobia, if you like. And I started playing it, and I started learning about it, and I've played it a few times. And it's a really cool game, and it's just a cool game that's just ruined by a spectacularly bad UI. And anyway, what I did was I went and looked on the workshop and for RimWorld, and I pretty much installed all of the mods that would make the RimWorld experience more analogous to Dwarf Fortress. And I'm having a lot more fun back to RimWorld now, playing with a ton of mods that I'd never used before. And for people asking about the Cthulhu mod, which I see Paskaharan is asking about that, it's called Rim of Madness, I believe. You can go and download it. It starts with your colony discovers a obelisk, and one of your colonists will go up to it, and you'll discover a grimoire, and from that point you can start researching like dark magic, and you can form a cult, and there's elder gods and dark ones in it and everything. It's pretty cool. It's got a bunch of other stuff from the same creator. You can have H.P. Lovecraft as one of the storytellers, and he just straight wrecks you. Worse than Randy Random. And you've got the arachnids in there. You have giant spiders. Werewolves are in it. Vampires. It really adds a lot to the game, so check it out. Rim of Madness. It's cool. Okay, Advent going to get a kill here. This is an eco round coming in. And Advent having a great game himself, by the way. No slouch. Had a pretty good major so far. Those 2 kills, vitally important. And would you believe it, Vitality, after taking the pistol, going to get their clocks cleaned. And Vici Gaming going to answer back immediately. Have you ever played Darkest Dungeon? I have played Darkest Dungeon, and it never sucked me in, and I never enjoyed it. as much as I wanted to, because I love the sound in the game. I love, obviously, the graphics. I think the artwork is fantastic. I really like the concept. But there's a great review by Joseph Anderson, if you guys follow him. Go watch his thoughts on Darkest Dungeon and how it fails in game design, and his thoughts are certainly close to mine in terms of why it's not a great game and it should be better. MBK pushes down mid. He's going to take down K's without a scout, but Freeman and Orman just cleaning up here. Again, they've gone into the meat grinder. Apex going to get a nade down there. He's probably expecting someone to still be on stairs, just going to be pushing down Banana, creeping and a crawling like Easy E. He's got to check to his right here. Nobody there. He's got to check to the top. You've got to make these count. Unfortunately, Apex not able to get the kill. Going to turn around. Advent with a little swivel. Takes down Apex. And Alex now with it all to do. Got that P250. The Muertos skin. And he's about to be Muertos, I think. Just going to be looking around. Doesn't really know where anybody is. Vici Gaming, playing it slow, moving up on the A. Don't want to give anything away. Don't want to lose any more guns. You can see silent running as they get onto the bomb site. Bomb's going to be planted. And that's going to be another round for the Chinese team. Battle Brothers is amazing. I backed that as a Kickstarter. I'm glad they came back. They said they'd abandoned it and were working on a new game, but they came back and did some DLC, which I bought but haven't played yet because I've been busy. Battle Brothers is amazing. If you guys like turn-based stuff and you may be a little bit played out with XCOM, go get Battle Brothers. It's fucking great. Baldur's Gate, a classic. Played it obviously at the time because I'm old as fuck. Yeah, I got the starter pack for Dwarf Fortress. That's what got me through. The starter pack got me through. What is it called? The lazy noob pack got me through, man. Thoughts on Diabolical? And look, listen, let me tell you, there's lots you can say about James. One thing that's absolutely true, that motherfucker loves Quake. And I think he'll do the Quake movement and the Quake mechanics justice in Diabolical. Can a game like Quake succeed when Quake Champions didn't? Interesting. I mean, Quake Champions isn't like Quake, I suppose. That's probably part of the issue. So I don't know about that, but I'll certainly be giving it a chance and certainly be pulling for him because he's put, like 5 fucking years of his life into this. So I hope it is a breakout success for him, no doubt. I played Kingdom Come on stream, brave lol. And indeed, if you go to my YouTube channel, you can see some of the worst archery ever committed in gaming. Worse than anything I ever did in RimWorld. I had that mission where you got to kill the rabbits. It took me fucking ages. Go check out that YouTube video. As well as the racists of Ratai, I believe, where everyone I talked to in Ratai was like, "Oh, these bloody immigrants have come into Ratai. It's terrible." Now, yeah, mate. I just want a side quest. Is that okay? Yeah, but I just want a side quest, mate. Is that all right? Can I have a side quest, please? Yeah, Brexit means Brexit in Ratai. Yeah, look, mate. Can I just have a fucking side quest, you mad peasant? So yeah, I streamed Kingdom Come. I don't know why everyone's Brummy and I don't know. I lived in Birmingham, so maybe I'm more traumatized about that prospect than I thought. Vici Gaming pulling away, 13-6, going for this execute onto the A side. Let's see what the Chinese can do here. We saw some very good executes from Vitality. Probably didn't get enough rounds, really, in terms of how good some of their executes were, but you've got to win those duels. Executes are all nice, but if you don't land your shots, they're irrelevant, really. Oh, Alex nearly caught with his trousers down. He's going to deploy that Molotov. Maybe a bit of a waste there, but he's able to get out alive. Orman, look at this position to cut off the rotate from MBK. He's going to get traded out by Apex, but this is going to delay things. And Vici Gaming suddenly just hightailing it back to B. They've got to read. They think it's open. And it's actually going to be on Apex to try and shut this down while the rest of his team slowly rotating. But this push of Banana by Alex, the timing could be sublime. He's going to push. He's going to flash. That gives away his position. But look at this. They're caught in 2 firefights at once. And Alex and Apex, they're going to get things done. Alex is going to buy the AWP. It's all about Advent. Had some great rounds lately. He is going to get the kill there on Construction. But it's a 1v3. Surely it's too much to do. 40 seconds on the clock. Time to play with, does have the bomb, but how can he possibly get this down with 3 Frenchmen on banana? Or are they? No. Ziwu and RPK going for this long rotate just to shut off Spawn, make sure he hasn't gone to the other bomb site. This might create a window of opportunity for Advent if he can read it. Timing. He is going to get this plant, I think. Oh, what are you doing? Get into the right spot. Oh my God. This is hideous. This is so clumsy and awful. Probably could have got the plant there if he'd stuck it. Don't know what was going on there. Ziwu, the beneficiary of that. 13-7 to Vici Gaming. Do I know anything about Alex, the UK player? Just that he's been around the block playing with the Frenchies for a long time. I think he speaks fluent French, and yeah, that's about it, really. I mean, I've never met him, despite him being from the UK, which is quite rare. Have I played DOS 2? If not, please do one stream. Sam, what's DOS? Have I tried out Dota chess? Yeah, that was played out immediately. Oh, Divinity Original Sin? No, I haven't done that yet. I stopped playing Divinity partway through. And then the game I've got going on at the moment when I'm not playing RimWorld is what's it called? Pillars of Eternity 2, the one where you're on the pirate ship, because they introduced turn-based combat. So I was like, awesome. I'm going to go back and play that. And that's been really fun. Really good. Will I stream any games I play? I mean, listen, every waking moment at the moment, like that I'm existing in, is about creating content. So the idea I get to sit down and play a game is madness to me. I mean, I rarely do it. You know, I every Wednesday I record a live PUBG show. While the major's running, there's not going to be any time. I'm trying to lose weight again, so I'm back in with a personal trainer 3 times a week. I got columns I need to write. I'm doing this investigation into this Russian cryptocurrency esports bullshit. I mean, like, there's just so much going on in my life right now that there's not a lot of free time. I mean, I'd love to be streaming games, but fortunately just can't justify it. Thoughts about the JP Morgan crypto? Let me remind all of the guys up there, because I like to call cryptocurrency enthusiasts, I call them cryptards, because they cannot accept that all these shitty ICOs are bad, and crypto is a joke. When it first came out, I said banks will create their own cryptocurrency based on blockchain, and then will press the government to basically regulate out any form of non-bank controlled crypto. The JP Morgan cryptocurrency is the first step towards that goal. Welcome to the real world. That's how it works. All your crude fantasies about having cryptocurrency that operates outside the banking system and you all being millionaires, it was exactly that. It's a fantasy. That's not the world we live in. The banks would never allow it to happen. Just like I said from day one, JP Morgan going to be laughing at all your motherfuckers just like me. All right, Vici Gaming there with another big win, 14-7 on this first map in the first best of 3 at the day from the IEM Katowice Major. You can see vitality. They need to take a breath here. Think about what they're going to do. But you're going to start seeing, this is the hurt locker. This is where it really is painful, because you need to try and eke out a win on this CT. You've got to get this economy rolling, but it's going to be so hard. You don't have the rounds to play with. You lose this round, you lose the first map in a series, and you're battling back from behind. Oh, yeah, Cormac. So, Dispatches and The Things They Carried were the 2 books about Vietnam. Haven't read The Things They Carried yet. Read Dispatches many times. Dispatch is one of the best pieces of journalism I've ever read in any medium. So, yeah. All right, then. You can see they forced up Apex is the one with the sewing machine and the economy, but it's still not great. And Vitality, they're going to need a miracle here if they want to get back and make this map competitive. Otherwise, you're going to see a 16-7 to Vici Gaming, most likely. But anything can happen. These are good players. Lest we forget RPK, Apex, MBK. These are all some of the jewels in the crown of the French scene down the years. Hasn't been going right for them in Vitality right now, but always capable. A little bit of an early giveaway there by MBK, but he is able to win that trade. But is he tempted by the gun? Is he tempted? Is he going to try and reach for it? That smoke being put down might actually help them. Are they going to gamble for it? Probably not. Advent spraying away in the smoke. And Vici are playing this very, very slow. Don't want to lose any more trades, but, well, here we are. And there's another one gone the way for RPK. Orman able to take them down, and Zoking going to get a kill on Alex. Zoking now knows he's got to push up aggressive. That smoke's going to foil those plans, though. He's looking on the site. He's having a spam. Vitality holding their discipline, not peeking. He's not able to get this kill. Kaze does it for him, though, and Kaze has actually saved their bacon there. MBK, though, he's picked up that sewing machine. And now it's Apex with the AK. Going to get a quick double onto the site, wrapping around. Wow, Vitality clinging onto life by the skin of their teeth, just like Megadeth. There's a great reference for you. Dave Mustaine. Thoughts on Prison Architect being bought by Paradox? So I love Prison Architect. Again, many people will have seen me play it on stream. If you go way back and you follow that content, Paradox, I really like them as a development company. Shame about what they said about how they'd never hire anyone who'd use the hashtag Gamergate. It makes me really question where that studio's headed. But I really like their business model. I like the way they support games for many, many years instead of just looking to knock out a quick sequel and make money off the back, like EA do. People say their DLC practices are kind of like cynical and cash grabbing. I don't think so. Every DLC they release for Stellaris and Crusader Kings and Hearts of Iron, all of the DLCs add something very profound to the game. So it's always worth it. And Crusader Kings is a great game, and it's been around for years, and it gets better with every update. Europa Universalis as well, so. They don't charge $300 for a single game, though. What they do is they give you a great base game that works in vanilla, and then every 6 months they release a piece of optional DLC that enhances the game and gives you a complete new region, a complete new mechanic. It's not $300 for a single game. It's every 6 months they give you content that you buy. What's wrong with that? Anybody who complains about the Paradox business model is an idiot, in my opinion. So, just saying. I disagree. I think EU4, when people say it doesn't work in vanilla, I think it's a functional game. I think it's it's better with a lot of the optional extras. But at the end of the day, look, you can't say to a development company, right, because your game's on Steam now, and when you look at it, it looks like you've got to pay $300 to buy the game. It's content. Like, what you got to do is you got to look at the content. You see, like, the Dharma expansion. Well, do I want to be a fucking Sufi or a Sultan in India? If that's not part of your jam, you just don't buy it. You get the game. Oh, look, that looks good. Conquistadors. I'm down for that period of history. Let's get that. Let's get this. And you just pick and choose. And there are some DLCs, very clearly from how they're priced, that you can tell are essential because they're more expensive. And they have unbelievable reviews. And you can go and look on guides online. Remember, you're playing a 5-6-year-old game. And they'll tell you, like, the way of life, it must have Crusader Kings 2. Greatly enhances the role-playing aspects of the game. So you buy that. Maybe you don't need to buy the one about, the Eastern Promise or whatever the fuck it's called for the Chinese expansion. Maybe you don't need it. So I think anybody that criticizes Paradox's business model is crazy. Because here's the option. Instead of supporting CK2, which you bought, they push out 4 DLCs in a year, which all cost $20, and then they release Crusader Kings 3 within 18 months. And now you've got a new game that's features-light with more DLC to buy for it, and they milk more of you over time. And you say, Richard, how do you know that they're going to do that? Well, that's what AAA companies do. So the Paradox model, infinitely better. Ooh. Vici going to get this round done here. Bit of a force-up, able to get these guns. And Apex jumping around. He knows there's someone in the pit. Goes for the pre-fire. What a drive-by there at Freeman. And then MBK with a headshot. MBK, he's been having a great game. A great major so far. Advent not able to get it done. And once again, Vitality are just clinging onto life here in this best-of-3 series at the IEM Katowice Major. 14-10. A lot closer than Vici Gaming would have wanted it. They've had their chances. Now we're going to see what they can do. Yep, going to be a buy. AK's coming in. Utility coming in. This round, vitally important. A huge potential turning point if Vitality are able to steal this one. Thoughts on Ramsey going to Juventus? I think Aaron Ramsey's one of those players that was never really... Arsenal fans are some of the worst in the world in general in terms of not appreciating talent. And, you know, I remember what they did to Adebayor. I'll never forgive them for that. Where they booed Adebayor for basically not being as good as Thierry Henry and made him miserable and sad and felt like he wasn't wanted there, where I thought Adebayor was a great servant to the club. But anyway, Ramsey, I think, is a great player that was criminally... underused in his time at Arsenal, and I think he's now just going to be winning a Serie A title every year for 400,000 fucking pounds a week or whatever it is. So good for him. I'm a Newcastle fan for my sins, so. Yeah, and missed, obviously, Alex there, coming up big with those vitally important kills. So Vitality getting a little bit of momentum going here, and as I said, this is a vitally important turning point. Looks like it's a bit too much to do for Orman here. 20 seconds left on the clock, just looking to get out with this AK. Economy not good for Vici Gaming. So this is a brave rearguard action. Remember, at one point, it was 14-6 to Vici Gaming. It's about to be 14-11. So Vici Gaming still have the rounds to play with, but the round that's going to be coming in next is probably going to be either a force-up or a partial buy or an eco, and we're going to see a full complement of guns and utility for Vitality. The game really could start to get away with them, and Vitality going to be feeling good. Got the momentum going into this round. Got to close it out. All right, Orman able to get up. You can see the difference in banana control here. Orman had a little bit of room to play with there. Wasn't able to fully capitalize. Meanwhile, the Molotov is true in mid. Stops that big push. You can see CZ's coming up. Ziwu, he's going to gobble him up for dinner. And he's greedy right now. He's going to get that triple kill. Tries to get the CZ out. It's all right, though. RPK finishes it off. 3-man there for Ziwu. And that was shut down brutally. Vitality up to their 12th round. Vici Gaming. Are they running out of ideas? Are they running out of steam? Could the unthinkable happen? Can the French take this first map here on Inferno? I think Liverpool are overdue a title. I'd like to see Liverpool win the league. Liverpool or Tottenham. I mean, fucking anyone other than City, right? But Liverpool, it'd be a great story. Makes me laugh as well because I remember all the articles when fucking Klopp came to fucking Liverpool, and they were all going, "Look at his record. He's just the same as Brendan Rodgers. He's a fake and a fraud." Like anybody who thinks Liverpool aren't playing better fucking football and don't have a better system, and you know, idiots. Him going to Liverpool and the system he's put in place and the improvements he's made reminds me of when Wenger went to Arsenal. That's how good Klopp is. Right, Molotov being put down into Boiler appropriately, just as Zoking was going to peek. So again, good read from Ziwu, good time. You can see Vitality, they've got their tails up. Zoking's going to get out, and that's not who you want to run into. It's Ziwu. That Molotov's well off the pace. It's another headshot from him. He's coming alive when it matters, the young star player. The third headshot for him. He's going to get a fourth. He jumps out of balcony, then die to the flames. Doesn't matter. The round is over. This is going to be 14-13 to Vitality. Freeman, this is all just polishing brass on the Titanic right now. There's nothing he can do, even with the bomb. He's going to have to push through this smoke. If he's lucky, it can read the situation. He might get a plant, but surely it's unthinkable that he's going to be able to win this. Apex creeping, crawling, gonna stick him in the coffin. 14-13. What a comeback so far from Vitality. Right, a timeout coming in. The Chinese, they're rocked here. They are fucking shook. Let me tell you that for free. And K's 20 kills by the pistol round. He's cooled off at the same time that Ziwu has come to life. That crosshair placement in mid, textbook. And now Vici, they got to pull a rabbit out of a hat here. They have really got to do something crazy this round. 2 CZs, sorry, there's a Tech 9 in there, 3 CZs now. But we do know that the Chinese aggression, they can get it done with these inferior weapons. Lots of utility to play with as well. Makes me wonder if it's going to be, well, no, they are heading on over to A. So, yeah, it looks like they're going to be trying to take some mid-control here. How fast are they able to go? RPK deploying a bomb there into the, a grenade rather, into the apartments. The bomb, though, is safe. Down at the bottom of mid, MBK having a little spray away there. Look at these reserved positions from Vitality. This is exactly what they needed to do. They know this is probably going to be a force buy or an eco. They know they don't want to lose these duels. They're using the superior range of the AKs, playing very passive. This is the absolute right thing to do. Look at them. They're in the corners of the map. You can't get more passive than this. And that's going to frustrate Vici Gaming. Wasting utility, doing no damage, getting nothing. And now they're grouping up on Banana, and you feel this is going to be into the threshing machine. MBK going to have a peek. He sees the flash. He's going to get one through the smoke. Now Apex gets a peek as well. Puts them into the crossfire. Nades raining down from MBK, and Apex coordinated. Bomb is going to be planted. That smoke doing the job. But can they hold onto this site? I don't think they can. Not against these guns. Not against 5v4. Another smoke deployed. This is wasting time. Advent can hear them in construction. Going to put a flash down. Here come the coordinate flashes. Alex going to get that wide peek there. Apex going to get a trade. RPK going to answer back. Ziwu, though, taken down, but MBK's going to get it. Now it's Freeman's turn to go big. Suddenly in a 1v2. Able to pick up an all. Going to get tucked down. They're going to tie it up here. It's going to be 14-14. The French, 7 straight rounds. So I've talked a lot about MBK. People always bang on me when I say when I talk about MBK and say how he has to be on any good French team. Hopefully people are starting to realize that now coming out of this major. He's been the one to step up. RBK, Apex, they've been a little bit quiet. It's MBK putting up the numbers right now. Had some unbelievable performances there on the CT side, really locking down the B bomb site with great placement. So this is it pretty much. This is all the marbles this round. I think Vici know it as well. Advent got clipped by a nade there right at the start. A long one thrown over the top of the house onto Banana. This crossfire with Apex and MBK, so lethal. I don't think the Chinese want a part of it right now. Freeman He's going to have a little sniff. He's going to have a look. But he needs to be careful. All right, K's holding it. They're thinking about A. Alex, he's in garbage. Are they going to read it? Again, these delayed passive positions. It's just frustrating the Chinese. They're using so much utility to try and get intel because they can't see anyone. And Vitality just huddled up like ninjas at the moment, just waiting a pounce and assassinate. RPK as well, watching apartments there with the org, something you can do now, and he knows it's coming, should get this kill on Warman, and Ziwu's going to get a quick double as well. Case is going to answer back. Ziwu tucked away in the site, going to get this unbelievable lineup, another headshot. The young starlet has probably done it for Vitality. 15-14, Vici Gaming are going to have to force up to try and take this to overtime, and I honestly think Ziwu coming alive at the right time on the CT side is going to get it done. Vitality with the unthinkable, beating the Chinese on Inferno, barring an absolute miracle here. Right, you can see they've got the utility, but there's a couple of UMPs here. I think they need to go aggressive, but unfortunately, Vitality, they're just ready for that right now. Somebody has got to get it done. There's got to be an individual moment of brilliance if we're going to see an overtime here. So again, they're favoring this A site. I don't know why, because let me tell you where Ziwu lives. He's lurking. He's waiting for you. But the Apex and MBK Rock'em Sock'em combination over on B has just forced the Chinese to kind of keep running into him. Alex is in garbage. Zoking, that's a great swing round to get that headshot. Hugely important, and that's going to give Zoking control here over in the CT spawn. Quick trades. Apex actually read Zoking. He's been there once or twice, but Abbott's going to answer back. They're going on the long wraparound now. They are going to have the bomb site. Are we going to see overtime? Ziwu, still alive though, has got that org. Flash is coming in. Bomb going to be ticking away. And now it's all about, can Ziwu read, get these lineups, know where the Chinese people are hiding? It's a 2v4. RPK, you kind of feel, has to be the bait that's going to catch the fish. Ziwu's going to be holding the rod. Is he going to go for a spam here? Look at that. Look at that read. He's going to get it on K's. One down. 2v3 now. Clock ticking. Low HP for Advent. Ooh, Ziwu aimed high. Doesn't matter though. We are going to get an overtime here. 15-15. What a round from the Chinese. What a great way to start day 3. Takes me back to the London Major, this does. Inferno, overtimes. All we need is a massive tech pause and an unbelievable bug where you can't hear anyone, and we'll be right back there in London, guys. All right, we're up. Not a long pause here, so obviously with overtime, they start with guns, guys, so you're going to see some action very quickly indeed. Ziwu able to get that up, of course. His preferred weapon of choice. Not that you'd think it, because the kid can use anything. Well, this is ridiculous. Absolute butchery there in mid, and so King and Orman come out on top. Alex now, is he going to get it done? Yes, a quick little double, almost a collat, and then Ziwu, look at that fast scoping action there. Puts it on Case. He's in a 1v3 again. And now he's got to try and slow down the pace of this. The Chinese, they're still playing their aggressive style, but it just turns out Vitality able to shut it down time and time again on this CT side. Another smoke being put down. What's K's going to do? Looks like he's just going to be creeping around at the top of mid. He's going to take a quick look over at Arch. The bomb, the French have it. I just don't think there's anything Kays can do here. Checking every corner. No clue where the French are going to be. Although there's a little bit of a sound cue there. Did hear somebody jumping. Now he hears somebody walking. Knows there's someone on the site. Preoccupied with the pit. Able to get the headshot on a Ziwu. That's going to give the game away, though. Going to throw a Molotov down. Uses that to encroach on the territory. Get the bomb. Needs to win this duel with Alex. And does. K's unlucky. Great timing from MBK. What a heroic effort, though, from Vici Starman. And again, remember, at halftime, way back in regulation, Ziwu had 7 frags. Really stepping it up now in the hard yards. I just think the Chinese here, this is what happens when the unstoppable force meets the immovable object. And right now, it's the immovable object that's coming out on top. Vitality, their defense, superlative here. So many rounds put together on the CT side. Already an amazing comeback to make this go to overtime. It was 10-5 to the Chinese at halftime. 16-15 now to Vitality. Ziwu. Look at that flick. Right under the head as well. And he's got the bomb in apartments. And all of a sudden, that's very bad indeed. Orman having to try and deploy some Molotovs and some flashes to try and get some territory back. But what they're going to do, the bomb is down at Ziwu's feet. The one place you absolutely don't want it. That smoke's going to extinguish it. The flash is coming. Ziwu's going to time it. He's actually going to be tap dancing out a balcony right now, though. Great Molotov, great usage. Can the Chinese secure the bomb? And of course, Vitality, they're just stoic. Haven't rotated. Still have this numerical advantage. MBK and Apex still over on B, still in their crossfire. Orman uses this time to pick up the bomb, goes for a cheeky little spray. Not going to find anyone. There's no one home. Again, the French are dug in. They are in the trenches. Alex takes the position on the balcony. Got this nice little crossfire here with RPK. Advent going to check in a pit. Might get a time on an RPK. He's going to push it with his knife out. So brave, so aggressive, unrewarded for it, and now RPK and Alex are going to get it done, are they? Well, Advent's going to take down RPK after one, and Case is going to remove Alex from the server. 3-on-3. What a crazy round back and forth. Ziwu now going to be flanking round with the AWP onto the quad side as the bomb goes down. Flashes raining in. You can see Case low HP. MBK nearly with a team. A bit of blue-on-blue action there. Freeman with a double. Ziwu, he's going to get the CZ. It's a 1v1. He goes for the spam. He misses it. Gets CZ out. Wide peak. Got the headshot angle, but Kays bounces up and down. Beats the French in their own game. Vici Gaming take a round from nowhere when things looked so grim for them. What a mad first map we've had here. Usually we'd just talk over it, but holy shit, this has been hype. This one really living up to the NRG Tyloo game yesterday. Again, the Chinese team's no joke. I really regret my 0-3 pick for Vici. I just didn't think K's had the men around him right now. But just taking a quick look at the scoreboard, you can see Freeman and Advent both had their moments. Best game of the major so far for me was definitely NRG versus Tyloo. That was a really good game. A 16-14 and a 16-13. Unbelievable, like 72 kills from Breezy in like simple numbers. In 59 rounds of CS. All right, MBK taking that long-range duel in mid. Going to remove Zoking. Orman answers back there. 4-on-4, and that's a poor molly. Freeman able to creep through with minimal damage. It's RPK kind of lurking over in the corner, but it's Alex that's going to get it this time as well. RPK with the FAMAS going to get taken down by Kays, and Kays not able to get that angle on Alex. He sort of knew where he was, but he wasn't able to get the scope off, which leaves Orman in a 1v3. Alex is going to crouch, reset his aim, and get the headshot. So 17-16, cut this game with a knife edge right now. And again, those two-star players we highlighted right at the start of the broadcast. 31 for Kays, 29 for Ziwu. Just amazing, talented players to watch here in 2019. So this is where it gets interesting. Been a while since Vitality have been on that T side. They need to remember how to play it, because let me tell you, the Chinese definitely know how to play CT. We saw that in the first half. Vitality, fortunate, honestly, to get 5 rounds on the board on their T side. This is where Vici can get it done, close it out. But Vitality do have that momentum. Ziwu, he's woken up. He's got his aim in. He's had his daily dose of deathmatch now. Alrighty. You can see the buy from the Chinese favoring the 2 AUG AWP 2 M4 setup. You'll see this a lot on Inferno these days when people have the money to do it. AUG really coming into its own, especially on this map. Lots of duels that it suddenly becomes advantageous for the CTs to take. Again, think, peeking into balcony from graveyard with the scope up on the AUG. You can really do a lot of damage there and shut down that push. And again, banana control seized by the Chinese. This is one thing they do very well. Fortunately, Vitality have decided, you know what? We're not going to run into it this time. So they're trying to molly up to the top of banana, and they've done it. They've got control now. Orman going to be holding that molly out, but actually decides, no, going to hold. Wait for a duel. In comes the smoke. RPK going to go for a little spam there. Bomb in mid. Not committed to a bomb site yet. Vitality really trying to feel this one out. And then MBK is going to push through a molly. Not much damage there. Only down to 79. They might not be expecting him to be that advanced. And Apex and RPK are going to take point here on Banana. It's Ziwu who's got the bomb. Going to put that down, I think, for someone else. No, he's going to hold on to it. Has got an AWP as well. Orman wasn't sure if somebody got out because he wasn't watching it. Flash is coming in. Smoke's coming in. Needs to get a molly down. Actually, Advent's going to be sold down the river here. RPK's going to get the kill. Ziwu dies to the flames. That's going to put the bomb down. That might be huge within the context of this round. Are they able to get into the smoke and get the bomb? Apex having a little spray away. K's looking up for the boost. MBK secures the bomb. Goes for the standard coffin plant. Orman spraying away. So now it's on the Chinese to do a retake here. Look at the HP. Apex, MBK, very low. One fortuitous spam through a smoke could completely change this round. Look at that flash there. Perfect timing for MBK to coordinate that peak and get the kill onto K's. Apex standing strong on the back of that bomb site. And suddenly it's a 4-on-2 for the French. This is looking like it's going to be a T round. Freeman desperately battling away. I thought he saw him there in the smoke. Guess not. Alex gets the kill. And Orman now, he knows, I got to let this one go. It's going to be 18-16 for Vitality. Gets out with an AWP, but that's a scant consolation. Vitality on the threshold of closing out this first map. Again, the same setup for the Chinese, but you can feel it. It's palpable. The fat lady, she is warming up her vocal cords. She is ready to start singing, and she's going to be singing not in Italian. It's likely to be French if the game continues the way this goes. And Orman, you can see he's given up. What was the point in that peak? Needlessly aggressive. No banana control. Peaking dry. And Apex, someone of his experience, he'll eat that up all day long. Leaves Advent with a lot to do. They're going to be rotating. They're playing so delayed here. K's just doing a little boost. Doesn't matter. There's no one home. Look where the bomb is. And again, it's on Ziwoo's back. He's going to be moving up mid. Molotov comes in. They're going to back off from it. No damage. Look where Alex is in Boiler. Got full control of the T side of Apartments. And K's able to get that kill onto Apex. Clipped the wall. Did just enough. That's a lifeline. And now the French all grouped up. Getting onto A. Splitting it. Going quad. Sending one over to the arch side. The Chinese, they're scared to peek. They don't have the intel. Advent gonna get tagged down there. Look at this though. Zoking's gonna get the double. Miss both of those kills. MBK's gonna jump right back onto the scoreboard. And there's another double from him. MBK though not able to close it out. And Vici Gaming, they're alive now. Clinging on to the lifeline they've been thrown in this game. Are we gonna see a double OT? Are the French gonna be able to close this one out? Uh-oh. I called it. It's the OT. It's Inferno. It's a sound bug. We're in London. Sorry, MBK just unplugged his headset, didn't he? That's all right. We're good. We're good. We're going to get this round. Slight little tech pause. Just take a breath. Are 97% of lunatics that follow Counter-Strike correct? Are Vitality going to win this one? Even if they do, it doesn't tell the full story. But K says, hello, this is still my map. Takes down Ziwoo with a great early pick to put him on 33 kills here, right at the tail end of overtime. And we know how quickly Vitality can go to pieces when they don't have Ziwoo. They go to pieces faster than a leper in a wind tunnel. This is going to be hard. MBK, though, he's trying to carry the torch. Gets the kill. Freeman answers back. Apex trades him out. Orman, not been having a great game in these late rounds. Under the balcony, he doesn't know where people are coming from. Somehow able to get a kill. Poor coordination. RPK trades him out 2-on-2. This is it. Vitality either take the first map or we go to a double OT. RPK stranded on the site, but Alex is in Apartments. It's planted for Alex. Or is it? No, RPK. I don't know if he can reach that from Apartments, so Alex is going to have to rotate out. RPK went for the safe plant. Needs to win these duels and doesn't, and he's given Alex an unbelievably difficult task. He's had to rotate out on the quad. He's not going to get it. We're going to have double OT. Could the plant have been better? No point in asking that question. 18-18. Quarter past 5. Third day of pulling mad 12, 14-hour shifts, vocal cords eroding. But fuck, I'll tell you, I'm glad I got up for this one. What a great game. What a great game. 18-18, first double OT of the IEM Katowice Major. K's on 34. Ziwoo not far behind. NBK on 30, and now we got another round of overtime for all of the marbles here on this first map. So close, been back and forth. Great Counter-Strike. Exciting Counter-Strike. Right, Apex now, trying to play aggressive. Remember, Vitality, trying to get things done on the T rounds. It's Orman. Can he just compose himself? Well, no, I don't know if you want to be showing your back there. RPK did die, but Orman taken down by Apex 4-on-4. Advent there really needed the scope out, and suddenly they've got the bomb site. It's open like 7-11. Bomb going down. I think the Chinese, what are they going to do here? They're going to try and go for a fortuitous pick. Well, that's what happens if you peek Ziwu when he's in an entrenched position. And at this point, you've got to let this one go. First blood in this double overtime goes to Vitality. Kays knows they're coming. They're hunting him. Not worth even peeking. Taking the guns in overtime with that much money, not worth your while. Keeping an AWP, vitally important for CTs. Kays with the right move there. No rush of blood to his head. Great performance from him. Would be a travesty if he was on the losing team, but like Highlander, there can be only one. 19-18 to Vitality against Vici Gaming here. And this would be huge if they were able to take Inferno against the Chinese team, especially in this fashion. Ziwu worried about the spread there, but his teammate's got his back, puts a smoke down. And you can see Ziwu just tanking little bits of damage. Just shrapnel. Not doing a lot of damage here, the Chinese. Zoking going for this little haystack boost just to have a peek into Boiler. It's an unorthodox angle. Can catch you cold. But you've got to like the patience here on Vitality. You've got to admire what they're doing. They battled so hard. Their adrenaline must be coursing through their veins. And yet they're able to remain composed. Deep breaths all round. Looks like they're favoring Banana. Over goes a Molotov into the new spot. Orman's got the boost. He gets one. Drops down. Advent bails him out, but MBK is going to take him down and continue his fine form. And then Alex is going to take Zoking off the server. Orman with a fadeaway spray through smoke. No damage done. Bomb ticking away for Vitality. The first part of the job here is done. 2 T rounds in overtime would be huge. Smoke dissipating on the crossover. Ziwu back in Jenny. What a great flash to take him out. But MBK, heroics from him non-stop. Alex has got to make that. Oh, wow. And Freeman with the double. You would have backed Alex to make that kill all day. Had a good game himself, Alex, but you have got to make those. 19-19. Unbelievable scenes here. They done the hard part, Vitality. They got onto the bomb site. They've got the bomb down, ticking away. They've got smokes deployed. All they had to do was land the shot. And MBK going man mode from the back of the site. Did all he could. But Alex with the whiff. And that's what happens at high-level Counter-Strike. You miss one kill. You miss one shot. You mess up one smoke, one flash. It's going to cost you. And MBK there proves that point. And the Chinese, they're smelling blood in the water. Might be, the French thought shark fin soup was on the menu. Wrong. Vici Gaming now definitely got that momentum. Somebody has to go off here for Vitality big time. And there's Kays with the AWP through the wall. 2 on 5. This round looks bleak for the French. RPK not able to roll back the years, and there it is. 2019. And now it is Vici that go into this last quarter of double overtime with the advantage. I wondered what you guys were talking about there, 2019 and 2019. It's the year of the pig. All right, Vici Gaming. Going with a 5 AK buy here. So, expect and execute, I would say. The question is where. Kays fancies his chances. And you can see Ziwu, even though he's got the up, giving him nothing. Not going for that aggressive peak. Sign of the times here on the server. They're moving towards A. The Chinese, they're all over the apartments. Orman going for a deployed smoke, lining it up with that balcony, lines it up with the flower pot. You can expect contact coming very soon. Ziwu with a defensive smoke. Already read the flash. Had his back turned, but Alex is completely smoked off. He can't see anybody. He's just spamming away, hoping for something. And Ziwu, he peeks. He gets the kill onto Zoking. Advent creeping up now. This defensive smoke doing the work. Is he able to get through? I think RPK doesn't know he's there. Flashbangs raining in, but Ziwu again holding strong on the back of this bomb site. Just knows the angles, knows the position. RPK, there's that orb coming alive and doing the work that we talked about earlier. And then Freeman is going to die to him as well. 2020, Ziwu's turn for heroics on Vitality. So we get a timeout. Time to literally and figuratively catch our breaths. Many people had Vitality as favorites for this. I think that's hugely discrediting Vici if you've watched the first 2 days of the major. But whatever. Pick'ems. Who knew coming in? You can see the information there as well. Vitality mauled Vega Squadron 16-1. Vici Gaming, they had a harder time of it. Cloud9. But they beat them 16-6. And again, you've got to give respect to MBK here. He's the veteran now. He's been around the block. Remember him when he was Ziwu. I remember when MBK was the young upcoming kid that got drafted into very games and everyone said who and called him an onliner and everything else. Great to see him, that generational gap. Ziwu and MBK leading the frag charts here for Vitality. All for nothing if Vici Gaming can close this out. And again, Vici Gaming, they're favoring this A side. They don't want a piece of banana right now. Like a baby that doesn't eat its dinner. And MBK, unfortunately, with that sort of desperation, Wazda not able to get the kill, but Alex has sort of bailed him out of a bad situation. Bomb's going to be down. Alex is going huge when it matters. Not able to get that last one with the Orman peek from balcony. 2-on-2. Apex, you got to land these. You got to land these. You can't let him peek up again. And it's Freeman that's going to come to the rescue. It's a 2-on-1. But who's alive? It's Ziwu, the young starlet, the man looking to prove himself on the biggest stage. He's got the AWP in library right now. One pick, you feel, and he can go for this. And, of course, Orman's in the pit, and he's low. I think that's going to be called. Ziwu creeping through the smoke. He's got just enough of a gap to do it. Oh my word, they're giving him the kills. Ziwu now in a 1v1 with the duel, down to 41 HP. Got to push Orman, got to go aggressive. Is he going to get the CZ out? He's going to land a flick. He's going to clutch the round. It's going to be 21-20 to Vitality. What a play there from Ziwu. Whew! The Chinese may be giving Vitality that one. Vici Gaming, there's no time to dwell on the mistakes, and there were plenty there in that 2v1 in their favor. The French aren't going to care. Their danders up. Their tails are up. They're looking to close this one out. And the Chinese, there's no time out to take those breaths and think about it. Now, all of a sudden, they've got to stew on the fact they could have been looking at match point. And look where they are again. It's A again. Is history going to repeat itself? Molotov coming down. Alex boosting up onto the hay bales. The fire isn't going to touch him. They're spraying away. They're trying to peek things. You can see Alex going for a little peek there on the boiler. Nobody home, though. Kays does take a little bit of flak damage through the wall. Every corner being checked by the Chinese now. And you can see barely any action on B. Zoking going to get that first pick onto Alex. He's looking around. He knows NBK's there in the smoke. They're going to go for a little spam. RPK, I don't know about this position with the AUG. He's looking down at the hay bales. Do they know he's there? And yeah, he's able to get away and get back to the pit. That's where he wants to be. Meanwhile, they've left Ziwu all alone on Banana. There might be a hero play about to come. He's seen somebody cross. He's going to put down the Molotov. He's going to get out. They're like, hang on a minute, is Ziwu there? Fuck that noise. K's going to get a pick onto Apex. RPK, though, he's standing tall, up a quad. MBK on the site gets a kill. It's a 3-on-1. It's Ziwu. He's miles away. He's got to go for it. But it looks like we're going to have triple OT on this first map. Holy Jesus. And there's a gap in the smoke again. Is it going to be deja vu? Not this time. 21-20. I hope you got stamina. I hope you had your breakfast, guys. We're going to a third round of overtime here on this first map. Well, I don't know what to say that hasn't been said, guys. But there have just been some unbelievable individual plays. There have been some great executes. There's been some unbelievable mistakes. The game really has had everything. This might be leaping ahead of the NRG Tyloo opener for me. And yes, for those who want to know, the longest game in CS history wasn't the Mouse Sports Flipside game that people talk about. It might be the longest game at the major. But for one of the European qualifiers, there was some insane game that went like, I don't know, 38-36 or 42-40 or something. It was mental. I was working that event at PGL. Natu nearly had a mental breakdown. I think we've been up for fucking... I think we've been awake for 20 hours. And, of course, who else? Ziwu getting it done. 3 kills before he checks out. He can sit back in his chair. He's made it easy for his teammates. That was it. Den DD versus Pixel Fire. The horror. No need to force this one here. MBK going through the spray from Coffins. Just playing it casual. Gonna give the plant up. Not a big deal in this situation. Apex also going for a spam. They're just going to wait for the numbers. So the bomb ticking away. You feel there's a lot of pressure here on K. He's got that up. He's in a good position, but it's a predictable one. They're going to be expecting it. And when he looks one way, he's not covering the other. His teammate is entrenched, not peeking. Going to get one onto Apex. It'd be an absolute disaster if they were able to win this one. And Case has gone absolutely berserk. A collat. I can't believe what I've seen. That was an unlosable round. It was an unlosable round. And the French have lost it. Oh my word. Just when you thought the game couldn't get any crazier, Look at that, and you're right, it wasn't a collide. It looked like it was from Kays. It was actually Freeman that was peppering them just as they both aligned, and the AWP shot went through. I don't know if he legged them or something. Crazy, crazy flicks from Kays. And now look at this. 2 AWPs on the T side. Expect something a little bit different, maybe. I don't know if it's how I would have gone. Orman was obviously looking for a peek from balcony. Gets pushed back by utility. And Ziwu dies without getting a kill this round. He's going to be feeling the frustration. How much more has the kid got to do? MBK battling to stay alive here. He's in between a rock and a hard place. If he could have got one, that would have been huge. But he didn't. It's a 4-on-3. Bomb going down. Apex in that position, spamming through the smoke. Finds nobody home. And look at Zoking on Banana. Crosshair placement looking pristine. But then he's forced out of it. A flash comes out from the top. He only does some damage. 2 French guys running up on Banana. Freeman in the generator's position. Loses that trade to RPK, the old master. And RPK, he's doing it. K's all of a sudden left alone. And now it's the French's turn to win a crazy round, a round that seemed unlosable by Vici Gaming. That's going to reset the series to 22-22. That's why you keep the big man around. That's why RPK, for years in Source, was considered the greatest player in the world. You see those flashes of brilliance. You know what he once was. Very much a veteran now. Might never be that player again, but still always a joy to watch when he's in form. Oh, I don't know about this, Apex. Somehow able to get out without being penalized. Crazy bit of aggression on the CT side. Calm, Vitality, calm. And K's very low. Does have that AWP, though, so will health be a factor? And this is pretty much the standard setup we've seen time and time again from NBK and Apex. They know what to expect. There's a flash coming in, there's smoke coming in, the Molotov's deployed, they're going to shut it down. But it looks like, well, no. They're holding back. They're not going to use this. They're going to wait for the counter utility. Nade coming in. That Molotov actually shut them down. That's why they were grouped up by the car. Now they've got to go. But there's another smoke down by Apex. The sequencing of this utility just shutting down the push. And look what's happening on the map. You can see we've got a rotate coming in as well. Going to be looking at crossover. I don't think the Chinese are going to be able to get on the site. They're low HP. One errant spray through the smoke is pretty much going to end this round. MBK going to be the beneficiary of that with a UMP. And it's absolute carnage. Zoking, though, he's had a great series. Definitely worth mentioning. Surely he can't do this. 3 HP and 3 Frenchmen to take out. Vitality, 23-22. So many swings in this game. It's like a kid's park. Unbelievable. And now it's Vici's gaming to be back on that CT side. Woo! All right, 40 kills for FaZe. For K's, sorry, not for FaZe. They're not playing in the tournament yet. 37 for Ziwu, 23-22. Everything about this game is about margins right now. Yeah, there you go. He should market that. Instead of FaZe up, K's up. He needs a little symbol. Like the Vulcan salute. But again, The frustration going into that second map. If you play this good and end up losing, it's always going to be in the back of your mind. Freeman's got the AUG. He's going to be flashed off the angle. Oh, wow. Nearly didn't get up the stairs. That could have been an absolute disaster. But he does make it to safety. The French have been a little bit more aggressive there. Who knows how that could have worked out for them. Might have been first blood in the round. 4 of the Chinese now towards A. French going to have a little bit of reconnaissance over towards Banana. RPK just holding it, shutting off any rotates early. But it looks like A is the preferred destination for this busman's holiday. Well, we're running out of time. Time is ticking, so wherever they commit to, they better make it good. K's going to get the kill there. First blood very late in the round, only 30 seconds. So what are they going to do? The French moving back over to the A bomb site. What is this rotate from Vici? What is this rotation? Surely you didn't have enough information for that. What an unbelievable gamble. And now Freeman's going to get taken down. I think that rotates cost him the round. I don't know what that call was. And now Zoking's going to whip the shot. It has all gone wrong. That is an inexplicable mistake there. That is insane. I am lost for words. I am lost for words. Bomb gonna go off here. 24 rounds on the board now for Vitality. It's got to be quadruple overtime or nothing for Vici Gaming. What was that rotation? I've seen things like that from Chinese teams before, but certainly not at the major. Oh, my Lord. And I do not know who made that call or made that read, but they have possibly just cost Vici Gaming this first map. Apex, aggressive, of course. Not able to get through, though. Advent winning out that one. Perhaps Apex not able to reset his aim. Perhaps he was blind. Doesn't matter. There's a lot of chip damage being done here to the CTs. Lots of nades going in. You can see Advent, Ormond, Zoking, all the walking wounded right now. Still a winnable round for the French. Vici Gaming dwelling on what could have been. Well, here we go. You feel that if the French commit to Banana here and get these 2 kills, it's going to be what they say in the world of esports is a GG. Let's see. Orman trying to get some intel. He knows they're there. Going to deploy the smoke. Going to be looking away, expecting flashbangs. Aggression here. Might catch him cold. He's going to be sat in the smoke. Advent got to go big. Orman, he's able to get one. He can't get Ziwu. He's whiffing. He's absolutely panicking under pressure, and that's going to give them the sight. MBK, though, not able to get the plant. It's Case. Who else? Desperately holding on, and suddenly it's Ziwu, who's the last man alive. He's going to get a flash. Oh, he's blind. He's sprayed away. He's going to get one. Oh, no, he's still alive. He's able to get out. Vici Gaming didn't commit to pushing through the smoke. If they had, you feel that they would have took Ziwu down and won this round. Now, Ziwu, he's been winning these for fun in this game, in the build-up to the tournament. Crosshair placement, so good. 25-22. Ziwu gets it done. What a crazy first map. That had it all. What a monster game.
All right, let's get into the game, though.
Well, I was actually going to ask you, like, a little bit about Mythic and how that sort of all works. Like, because is that, like, a player-owned organization? Like, something like you guys set up?
No,
or?
me and Lex own it.
Yeah, right, okay.
Yeah, me and Lex own it, and then we have a couple dealings that I'm not really like fully allowed to disclose.
Yeah,
but,
that's
like,
fine.
Essentially, we pay the players via that way, and then something I always talk about is we own Mythic League, obviously, but all that gets distributed to the players. Even though like I own Mythic with Alex, that's essentially all distributed all the way throughout Mythic.
Right. I mean, that's really cool, man. I've been talking about that for a long time. Like the myth of the player-owned organization. On what that actually looks like in esports. Like, you hear a lot about, like, player ownership. Nah, because it's like I said, I mean, you know, Refresh were the biggest, let's say, salesman. I think to put it generously about that, where they said, hey, look, like, Astralis is a player-owned organization, and then you get the financial particulars, because they got to register it in Denmark as a company, and it shows how much the players own, and you're like, well... They actually own less than 10% between them all. So that's not great. I mean, that isn't a player-owned organization. I mean, by definition, I would expect, if you want to call it ownership, I would say the players would have to own like 51%, right?
It's actually what I was talking about yesterday.
Yeah.
Someone was talking about how Soda Poppin owns NRG, and I was just like, you're not wrong. He owns a percentage of NRG, but like I wouldn't ever consider him a co-owner because he owns like a single percentage of NRG, you know?
Yeah, it's like he gets to go to the shareholders' meetings.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, and you know, look, I mean, NRG have a lot of like celebrity investors. Like, there's lots of investors that like own a piece of it, right? You got like, is it Jimmy Rollins?
Yeah, I mean, like even the big names like Shaq, and there's like J-Lo.
Yeah, Shaq's got a percentage. Yeah. And, what was interesting was, if I remember rightly, it's Jimmy Rollins is the baseball player, right? You're American, you know this. Well, I met him at fucking when I was working at E-League, and again, there's this like right. We have a green room, but then there's like an actual fucking green room, like something out of Cribs that all the NBA players and baseball players that do the Turner Broadcasting shit sit in. Like, whenever Rick Fox was in the fucking studio, he would just like bring me in there. We'd just have somebody come and get me. If I was like not working, and I'd just be sat there, and it's like a big like cinema with like cinema screen with like cinema seats, and they bring you drinks and shit. And me and him would just sit and talk about esports. Well, one day I got like asked like, "Oh, Jimmy Rollins wants to talk to you," you know. So I'm like, "Why the fuck would Jimmy Rollins want to talk to me?" I mean, you know, like, and I got in there, and he like was upping his ownership in NRG and was like asking me all these questions about esports, and he was super into it, dude, and was a really cool guy. And I was like, "Yeah, you're the kind of investor that I want." You know, whereas I think, again, and I love Shaq. Shaq was really good to me while I was working at E-League, so I'll never say a bad word about him. But I think for him, he does see it more as an investment opportunity than, like, he's not interested in inserting himself into the scene, right, or being part of the broader community. Whereas I think Jimmy Rollins really does want to do that.
Yeah, I would say outside looking in, actually, I'm always surprised to just see how much Shaq does do for that kind of stuff, to be honest. Like, how much they'll have him in, like, a video of something, or, like a promotional piece.
Well, he's just a fucking model pro. I mean, like, the thing with Shaq is, like you have to sort of learn, you know, like, how he manages his space. And basically, like, he's of the opinion that when he goes on TV, he doesn't do it because he needs to do it. Like, he's fucking Shaquille O'Neal. He doesn't need to do anything. Like, he is one of the smartest motherfuckers in to come out of basketball. While all these other guys were going broke, Shaq was buying up businesses. Like, I think he told me one time when we were talking briefly in Vegas about, like, how to be smart with money. He said, like, he owned, like, something insane. Like, I don't know, like 140 fucking dry cleaners. He owns, like, the largest Krispy Kreme in Atlanta. He owns all these other franchises and stuff. Just a smart guy. You know, he made his money work for him. And now when he's at CES in Vegas, he just buys whatever he wants. Car, just says there, here's a check, fine, cool. You know, wants to buy a Segway. You know, I watched him do that. He bought like a Segway and a drone last time we were at CES together. Like, just spent $250,000 on stuff because he knows he'll never need to check his bank balance ever again. And he worked really hard for it and was really smart with his money. So when it comes to like the TV side of things and like promoting esports, he just does it because he knows it's like good optics. So we did like the celebrity challenge for FGC. And God, I'm trying to remember who we had on it. We had, it was Shaq. Oh God, why can't I remember this? Hang on, let me tell you, because it was actually really cool, and I'm tired, and that's why I can't remember. Let me get it. Fuck. Yeah, here we go. The Celebrity Showdown. So who was in it? Yeah, Eva Marie. Natalie Eva Marie from the wrestling. We had Reggie. Oh God, what's his name from the NFL? Like it was just really cool. Anyway, and they were all there. Well, Shaq, right? Like, can you believe Reggie Bush? That was who we had.
Okay.
Yeah, we had Lupe Fiasco was there. Like it was fucking sick. It was a really cool time.
That's an interesting lineup to be honest. So you got, like, it's like a little bit of everything sprinkled in.
Yeah, and we were like hanging out, you know, and talking, and some of them, you know, were just there being pro, and it was good like PR for them. But then like, and obviously Lupe Fiasco is like fucking, he's into the FGC and wants to be a competitor and wants to actually attend events and has attended events. But anyway, they like just said to Shaq, like, because they were with Tasty Steve, and Tasty Steve's like a short dude, you know, a shorter dude, and he's great, one of the best talents in esports, Tasty Steve. And they said to Shaq, like, would you have him like come in on your back, you know, like Yoda or something? And Shaq was like, hell yeah, whatever's funny for the show, man. That's what I'm here to do. So he kills it on the show. But then as soon as the show ends, he just says, right, I'm out of here, guys, later. And you don't see him again. And that's what it's like working with Shaq. But I mean, like, the thing that I always loved about Shaq, and I'll never forget this. Like, I'll take this story to my dying day. When I was about to go into my contract negotiations, and incidentally, before I left the company, like, I was just sat there one day in the green room, and like Shaq came in, and he was like, so, big man, I hear you about to sign your new contract with E-League. I was like, oh, yeah. And he went, let me tell you, brother, I don't watch your show all the time. Every time I do, you the best thing on that motherfucker. Make sure you get that money, bro. And he like gave me like a fist bump, and he left. I was just like, what a fucking cool guy to do that for me, like some fucking nobody.
I'm gonna be honest. I fucking love your Shaq voice. I've been cracking up over it. I just got a fucking grin on my fucking face.
Well, because that's the thing. People don't realize. People don't realize we were right next to them in the studio. So there was like Studio D where we filmed E-League, and then like, I don't know, Studio fucking C was like Turner Classic Movies, and like Studio B round the corner was where they filmed Inside the NBA. So I actually, we did spend some time with each other. I mean, I spent more time with like Shaq and Ernie Johnson, who's another fucking sweetheart, one of the nicest human beings on planet Earth, and took a lot of time when I first went into the business to like spend some time with me. Like another like just great moment from E-League. Was when I first got in there. There's no getting away, man. Like, I didn't think I was ready for like live American TV. I'm just some fucking dude, you know. Like, you know, even though I knew I was a good esports host, the idea of being a TV anchor, it never really sank in with me. That's what I was doing. And I did my first show, and EJ like pulled me to one fucking side, and he was just like. He just gave me some speech about how I should never fucking think that I don't belong there, and he's watched my stuff, and I'm really, really good, and he's there as a resource, and he showed me where his dressing room was, and he said, you ever want to come in and just talk about the craft, anything I can do, like I'm here like 24/7. And the crazy thing about EJ is as well, even though he looks after, he adopted a son from Romania, who had like really bad developmental disabilities and had just been abandoned in an orphanage. And EJ and his wife basically said like, no one else will take this kid, so they adopted him. And EJ cares for him himself round the clock. So he just works all the time when he's not with his son. And it's like, he's just such an amazing guy. Like just one of the nicest humans, dude. And that the fact that, again, with all that was going on in his life and how hard he works, that he still took the time to just be like super cool to me and like basically say like, you can come here and fucking like talk to me anytime you need something. Like, I'll never forget that. So like, those guys were great.
Yeah, whenever you run into people that genuinely just want everybody to be successful, you know, like it's a pretty, that's how you know what I mean? Like they can just like run into you, they talk to you for just like a little bit, but they genuinely want the best for you. and they enjoy your work, that's always like you just like sitting there, you're like, fuck yeah, like you're just feeling real good about yourself, which is always awesome.
But yeah,
It's
but
nice
I mean,
to have people that can make you feel that way, and like, yeah, that support you that way.
well,
They
yeah, I
always
mean,
seem like they're the nicest humans ever. Like, honestly, whenever you watch their cast, they just seem like they're the boys having a good time, but it's also still really informative, you know?
yeah. I think the only time I ever talked to Charles Barkley was I talked to him a lot less. Chuck's always out doing stuff, but like it was we were at CES and I think he was having a bad time on one of the tables or something, and he was like, "Yo, give me a drink." And I was like, "Jesus Christ, you've lost more today than I make in a year," but okay. And then he was like, "Good on you, man. Good on you." And then he was the one that famously he said he didn't realize that there was like black people in London. Yeah, seriously, when we did the first ever E-League show, which we did live from CES, when we did that crossover bit in with Inside the NBA where Thorin and Shaq had like the argument, Bardolph was the host of that. I was like an analyst with Duncan, right? And James was hosting it.
Oh yeah, now that you said Bardolph, I remember. Oh my god.
Yeah, and then like we did our bit and we went left off and we were all like fist bumping and going, "Holy shit, man, we killed it in that segment." But then we saw what like Chuck was saying because they were live, you know, as well, and he was going, "It's kind of weird to see a brother with an English accent," and I was like, "It definitely isn't, mate. Like, well, I don't know. Like, I guess he's just not been to England." But like, even Shaq was going like, "What are you talking about? What are you talking about, man?" It was like it was fucking brilliant. So I didn't see Chuck as much. I didn't see Charles Barkley as much, like because he's always out there in the field, you know. But again, like just not a single bad word to say about any of those guys. They treated me way better than somebody of my like expertise and celebrity level deserved. And you know, just again, just like super cool guys. That's pretty much what you associate with Turner. That's why it was a rip to leave Turner Sports, but leaving was the best thing for me. So yeah, you know, there's always going to be a little bit of regret. It's like it sucks not like coming into work and you know seeing EJ like already in like 5 hours before everyone else making all of his notes for the show, or you know hearing Shaq tell a funny fucking story or whatever, seeing all the crew that we worked with on E-League, but. You know, you got to move on and do what's right for yourself at the end of the day, even if it's a wrench.
I mean, it's not too bad, man. You're kind of like doing your own thing. You got your own studio. You're going to the UFC studio now. You like producing your own shit too. Like in a way, you got a lot more control, I imagine, over what you're actually doing.
It's just it's just less stress. I mean, that's the key thing, Eric. Like it was getting crazy.
Is it less or is it different?
I think overall less. I mean, you know, my weight was like, I mean, I'm still a fat fuck now, but my weight was getting out. my weight was getting out of control at fucking E-League because I was stress eating all the time, stress drinking in particular all the time. So just taking in all these calories because every day it was like. Yeah, we've had another email from someone in the industry that says you said this. Like, we had this lunatic guy called fucking Kevin Dent who pretends he's an esports analyst and, like, pretends he's a Harvard graduate and stuff, and he's, like, clearly desperately ill. And he was, like, fucking spamming their email saying I was an anti-Semite, trying to press that button when, obviously, like, the president of, like, Turner Sports, Lenny Daniels, is Jewish, you know? And he was, like, spamming emails and stuff, like, saying that. So, you know, there was like a lot of pressure to sort of clean up my act on social media. And then every time I said something or did something or people dredged up stuff from the past, you know, there was always these meetings about the high standards I had to hold myself to. And none of that was fun. And then when the whole FGC thing happened like 3 times in a row, where it was just every time we did an FGC event, you know, I'd be getting bombarded with these lunatics telling me I'm a Nazi and saying they're going to kill me and I shouldn't be on the broadcast because I'm not FGC, and saying they were going to come to the studio and fucking pop off with guns and stuff. It was just like, you know what, man? Like, you know, because I'm like a divisive figure, nobody was going to let me be successful. So it was just like, and when you work for a big American corporation, trust me, like on a long enough time scale, the mob will get you. And it was just like it would have fucked up my immigration status. It would have fucked up my house. It would have fucked me looking after Maria up. It would have fucked everything. So imagine living with that stress where basically you're one tweet away from losing everything. You're one angry mob away from losing everything. And you might have already made it. It might be something in the past, right? So
yeah, somebody's just like fucking dredging through everything, and you just like, yeah, off the cuff said something a little bit outlandish that somebody just pulls up.
Yeah. So I was like, can I keep doing this? Can I keep walking around an office where I at one time felt really at home, having to have a bodyguard when we're taping a live show? Can I justify, like, you know, we used to do signings for all of our events where I'd like meet up with the fans and sign, you know, whatever, autographs and T-shirts and stuff, which was surreal. But we stopped doing that because it was a fucking safety risk, and you know, it's like, you know, how bad can this continue to get just because I'm not from the fighting games community originally? Like, how stupid can this get? How many lies can be spread about me? And the problem is with each lie, like, so what happened was, like, if you don't like my opinion about a video game, that's one thing. If you don't like my opinion about a video game, that's one thing. I don't believe, I mean, there's a couple of crazies, but I think in general, the people who threaten you over video games, they're never going to act on it. When start people calling you a Nazi in these divisive political times, there are lunatics out there who believe that you're a Nazi, and they'll happily attack or kill somebody they think is a Nazi. And it's been proven time and time again with the sort of escalating violence we've seen on, you know, both political sides of the spectrum. If you're right wing, you're a neo-Nazi fascist. If you're a left wing, you're an Antifa communist scumbag. You know, there's no room for any rational discourse anymore. And yeah, it got like scary. You know, I had a fucking corporate security. You know, who's like ex-CIA or something, an ex-Air Force, is like coming in and going, yeah, we've had a credible threat from a felon, so, you know, just a heads up about that, but don't worry, you know, we're watching to see if he crosses state lines. And it's just
Jesus Christ,
yeah, and it's just like, what the fuck is this? How is this my life? Like, and the thing was as well, you know, I was like the instrumental guy in bringing the one of the instrumental guys in bringing the FGC to television. I actually put myself in that position because I said, when asked, like, what games do you want to do? And I went, well, listen, for all I'm, like, known for Counter-Strike, and I love Counter-Strike, the first esports game and esports scene I ever got into was the original Tekken. So it'd be great to do something in the FGC, and you know, we had Street Fighter that was out there dangling. So for me, it was like the full story. Like a full circle, a great way to top the story off. And instead, what I quickly got was, why is this guy hosting? But they never used the word hosting. They always go, why is this guy commentating? Even though I would never be commentating. Now, why is this guy commentating? He's not from the FGC, and it would just spiral out of control from there. And you know, obviously, I argued with people on Twitter about it, but that then just became, oh, did you know he spent 6 months at Breitbart? He's also a neo-Nazi. And then, you know, like Sonic Fox ramped it up and started saying I was in the alt-right. And then it just went out of control. You just had thousands of people every day spamming E-League saying they were going to boycott them. You had people saying they were going to come and kill me. There was some guy sent a photograph of him with a gun, and like out the window was like a landmark from Atlanta, and he said on the hunt for Richard Lewis or something, and it was just like what the fuck is going on? Like, this is video games, you know?
Yeah, that would fucking be wild to me, to be honest. I don't know how I'd handle that. In terms of the tweet thing, as a streamer, as fucked up as it sounds, the more fucked up things and the more like crazy shit you get in trouble for as a streamer, I feel like the more it benefits you. So in that case, I can't really relate. Like, I mean, for me personally, I wouldn't want to do it. But I'm just like, you know, if I did fuck up, it probably wouldn't really hurt me that much. Just like said some crazy ass shit. But in terms of all the threats, I can't even imagine that. The worst I had to deal with, you know, was like the standard Twitter kill yourselves when you lose a match type thing. Which, I mean, in its own right is pretty fucking terrible. But in comparison to what you just described as like fucking child's play, basically.
Yeah, and like you say, you know, it got to a stage towards the end where it was a daily reality, and, you know, I went into my contract negotiation. They slid the contract across the table. It was a nice big fat contract with benefits and healthcare and a fucking pay bump, and it was another 2 years. And I just said, like, I can't do this to myself. I can't sign that. and I'm gonna wind my contract down and see what the options are. Because it just isn't. There's no amount of money, is it? That's worth it, right? You know, like to live like that.
Yeah, no, I think that would pretty much wear on anybody. I mean, even if you did do it for like another year, I think that would have been like your max, and you would have been like a fucking wreck probably mentally.
Yeah, and maybe I was. You know, it's hard to like look back there because like I'm in a better place now. Like I'm a year clear of it. But so I don't know. Maybe I was acting like more aggressive than usual. Maybe I was a bit more irrational than usual. I don't know. I mean, people don't like. I mean, I still stand by this. Like, I feel like I can never go to an esports event again because there's just too many people now that, you know, want to be the one.
It's gotten so big that there's always going to be one person that just like is like, yeah, not all there.
Yeah, but there's actually a lot of people that I think want to be the person that, like, you know, fucking beats me up or fucking, you know, kills me or, you know, whatever it is. And there's been lots of people who've said as much. So it's like, how can I go to an esports event knowing how shit the average security in an esports event is? You know, how can I do that? And it's like, and we've already proven, hey, I wouldn't feel that bad about it if I was allowed to defend myself. But 2015 proves that I'm not even allowed to act in self-defense. Or again, my entire career has to be ruined, and a lie has to be spread about how I choked some guy at an event. When in actual fact, what I did is I stopped some guy who was aggressively trying to attack me from attacking me. And that, you know, that's the truth that never gets told. So it's like I'm not even allowed to physically restrain people trying to fucking attack me. I mean, like, where are we at? And it
attacked me on a magnitude of times, Richard.
Oh, hey, how you doing, Jacky? I didn't even know you were here.
Not too bad. I was waiting for a moment to say hello. I didn't want to butt in. It was very serious.
Oh, no, mate, it's one of those things. It's up and down. We'll be talking about fucking homelessness and sheds and banter and stuff in a bit, won't we?
Warwick and all sorts, of course.
Lamp, please.
Franks, please.
But yeah, you know, it was like it was pretty wild. It was pretty wild at times, and like I say, I'm always the person because I'm not financially motivated really. I just like if I'm not happy, I don't really give a fuck about the money. So, speaking of which, by the way, get your Twitch Primes in, guys. If you're enjoying this conversation between me, Jacky, and Flom, remember all the money is going to a good cause. Twitch Prime takes money out of Jeff Bezos' pocket, the richest man in the world, I think, and then certainly the richest man in America, and puts it into mine, not the richest man in America, and a man who has been attacked by every fandom, from the FGC to the furries to my own beloved Counter-Strike fans. There's not a fandom that hasn't gone after me. If anyone deserves a fucking Twitch Prime right now, it's me.
Well fucking done. That was a speech. Give him a goddamn prime sub.
There we go.
Richard Lewis 2020.
Yeah, thank you,
Quasar. One of those
Fox.
people, you know, that don't want to give him one. Hey, how's it going?
Thank you, Quasar Fox. Hope you're not a furry though, with a name like that. But appreciate it all the same. Thanks for the Twitch Primes. So how you doing, Jacky, mate? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, bud. You know, I had a day to catch up on sleep yesterday. SEO has head back to Wales, so I've woke up, I'm fresh, ready for the major.
Good man. Glad to have you here. You can do the hard yards because I'm already dying on my ass. I just casted that triple overtime game as if it was the hypest thing in the world. I'm like,
you were fucking giving it. Zywu was just having a game, and he just loves CS apparently.
Zywu and K's, man, fucking the boys.
You know, while you were talking about that, I was watching this Vitality T side, and I'm gonna be very honest. I am not. Oh my. Did you see this? Am I ahead or am I behind?
Yeah. If you're talking about just the absolute clusterfucking events, yes.
I had to say something serious, and I had to watch that shit.
Yeah, I'm afraid I did see it.
So what I was gonna say before I was rudely interrupted by that clusterfuck. Vitality Seaside, actually, I was not impressed. They were winning that with pure individual skill. Like, there were multiple rounds where, like, Vici had the read, were in the correct positions, and just lost because Vitality would out-aim them. Like, that was like, for being Vitality's map choice, I thought it would be a little bit cleaner than what they were doing. There were multiple rounds where, like, they missed nades on upper. They literally were relying on guys to just walk out positions, and they were mollied off completely, and they were still getting the entries. Like, it was actually Vici should have gotten way more rounds. Vitality got fucking bailed out just because I think at the end of the day, individually, they're a bit better.
Yeah, yeah, I'm inclined. I mean, I feel like this is where you're going to see the pull now. I'm feeling pretty good about my 16-8 prediction right now. I don't see it going any wider a margin than 16-10. Like, Vici, you got to take this pistol for sure to even have a chance. Otherwise, I think it's going to be 2-0 and Vitality will close this out. And thanks for all the Twitch Primes. There was a flurry of Twitch Primes there. I really appreciate that, guys. It's good to share the love.
See, these are the sort of series for me, though, where it's still hard to actually have a benchmark of how good Vitality are as a team. Because it's like MBK's been stepping up. It sort of looks like old school MBK's coming back in. Nathan's popping off. Zywu, of course, is literally like the prodigal son that everyone's just waiting for him to, you know, either shed his skin and just absolutely bang it if someone picks him up, or this is where he really just finds his form. But I just don't know how good they are overall, because it still feels like they're so inconsistent from like even a map to map basis of when we actually see Vitality play. There's still no consistency.
I think it has to do with their mid round, honestly. They seem like they're structured when they start rounds. They have like a clear plan on what they want to do. But say if they default or their objective is to just get a portion of map control and they don't have like an endpoint in mind, you know, let's say the start of the round is like, let's default and we'll just use like a different map because nuke is kind of a unique map. But you know, if they're like, let's get cat control or something, or get a guy in ladder, or get a guy in con, they do that just fine. But where they start to fall apart is it seems like they really lack in a mid-round voice that can kind of collect the troops into onto one plan. It always seems like one guy, almost kind of like a pug, where the majority of the guys are listening and they're all on the same page, but every person individually will take their own round in time, just kind of individually making a play that'll kind of fuck with everything. They don't seem like they're on the same page mid-round whatsoever whenever I see them play. And it showed a little bit on that T side there too. There was a round where MBK quite literally fucking ran all the way from top Twinkie all the way to CT Hell by himself and just got fucking murdered. Like, I don't know what the fuck was going on there, but like you gotta calm down, man. Like, you didn't even have a homie to trade with you. This dude is jumping off mini side strafe into hell with one fucking flash. Like, is that the play? Like, against another team, you're just gonna get smacked down by a fucking simple sitting there and just waiting for you, and you're just gonna be 4v5 to start the round. So to me, mid-round and like a lot of the individual plays that Vitality makes is kind of what hurts them, and also but the start of the rounds and their overall structure seems like it's actually pretty decent in my mind. Oh. Yep, French are still good with pistols. Yep, French are still good with pistols. Moving on.
Yeah, that's pretty much game over now, I think. You know, not to be bleak, I think, you know, it looked like Vici Gaming were going to run away with the first map at one point, so maybe we see some more fucking crazy stuff, but real talk, I just think it's going to be such an alien prospect to, you know, for a Chinese team, T-side and nuke. I think I just can't see how they're going to be able to win against Vitality or any European team.
Is it bad that the G2 Fnatic match, when somebody says pick a winning team, that I'm genuinely just sad that I know that, like, I'm not going to be thrilled watching that match? Like, how sad is it that I'm going to watch
that is going to be...
And I'm not happy.
Yeah, that is going to be some of the worst Counter-Strike played in the majors so far. Like, outside of, like, you know, Spirit and stuff like that, that game is going to be terrible. It's going to deliver nothing. You've got two in-game leaders with no, like, tactical nous or know-how. Exist will probably Veto into Dust 2. Watch out for that. And you know what? I think Fnatic are going to edge a terrible series. I think they're actually slightly better than G2. But right now, like, I mean, if both of them had crapped out 0 and 3, I wouldn't be sad at all based on what I've seen from them.
I'm with you on the Fnatic being slightly better than G2. I'm kind of on that bandwagon. It's just like, it's one of those like series where there's literally no winner. The teams don't win. The spectators definitely don't win. And overall, you're just kind of left with this feeling of like old guard just not. Some of them still got it. You know, you got Crims that's just an absolute fucking monster still. But
yeah,
it's just, I don't know, man. It's just sad to watch kind of like your old legends or like, so to speak, kind of just not perform the way they used to, or if they are performing still, they don't have the tools around them necessary to like succeed, so they're just stuck in a rut.
I mean, this is what I don't know what's going to be worse about that game, right? Is it going to be watching, fucking force buy after force buy and terrible tactics from players that really ought to know better? Is it going to be watching, like, old players who were good once upon a time being absolutely garbage? Or is it going to be watching players that aren't fucking good enough to be on G2 run around like fucking headless chickens doing stupid things, like the prospect today of having to watch Jax and Body play a best of 3 is just like, oh god, give me anything else other than that.
So it's also a weird one because with Jax, right, when he first sort of started to get limelight on him, was that it was the Gfinity Elite Series, but it was him and Hadji. And Hadji was the one that everyone sort of put like a little bit above, right? So he got the chance of Imperial and started proving himself to be like a really aggressive player.
And then ended up at Envious, right?
Yeah, and that's where, the team sort of goes to shit. He sort of loses any hope of getting anywhere. And now he's sort of floating around. I'm not too sure what Hadji's really up to these days. But Jax was kind of like the second player to Hadji, right? From that Envious Academy roster. So it was weird when he got picked up, but I don't know. See, my thing with that as well is it must have only literally been because of their coach, because Neo Sky was coaching them. Because Neo Sky was coaching when they were playing Gfinity, but there was also, do you remember Malik from Source?
Yeah, of course, yeah, the coach.
Yeah. Right, so he was like a big fan of Hadji and Jack. So I'm pretty sure the only move with that was because he was like, look, we can try and like, this is still potential here for a player to actually get something out of Jax. He could be pretty good down the line. But my only problem with it is it feels like he's a little bit older than everyone else. Like he's kind of already into his years where if he was going to start peaking, it would have happened by now.
Well, yeah, definitely. I was talking about it yesterday with Duncan. Like, you tell me a player in Counter-Strike who's like suddenly got good at like fucking 26 and gone on to dominate and like be in a good team, and the only example really is Oscar.
Yeah,
and that is like a 1 million.
And that there was a slightly different like round, like or not round, circumstance, right? Where like he literally just couldn't play until that point, because he had so many other like outside factors playing into that. It wasn't like Oscar was able to play at a professional level that entire time, and then he just hit 26 and he can fight. He was just completely fucked and like locked down and up until that point. So. Or like Jax, I don't think there was any reason why he couldn't fucking play on a team.
It's just a strange pickup, and it's like, basically this isn't Ocelot's doing, like the owner. He's like completely put his trust into fucking Shocks pretty much. And yeah, trust me, when players are calling when players are picking the roster, it has some benefits, but it also has some real problems. Because player perceptions on who is good and who is bad, they're sometimes very fucking deviated from reality.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm hoping that there's a lot of changes and there's a big shakeup after the major for some of these teams. Not normally a huge fan of roster shakeups constantly, but this is with some of the teams. I think it's long overdue.
Yeah, well, I think when G2 go out today, that like you'll see. I'm pretty sure Carlos has already typed up the announcement. Changes are incoming. We tried an experiment. It didn't work, and that'll be that. Oh, is it G2 tomorrow? I thought G2 Fnatic was today.
I think it's tomorrow. I think there's like limited BO3s today.
All right. Well, they got one more. They got one more day in the major. Then they got an extra day. But
yeah, G2 is tomorrow, confirmed. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, guys.
My Twitch chat would never lie to me.
Yeah. Exactly. Never would. P.S. There's a guy behind you. Frank is Kappa.
Well, to be fair, when my chat says that, I actually usually have Bob Ross cut out behind me, so they're not lying.
Yeah. Yeah. What is with that, by the way? You a Bob Ross fan or something?
Honestly, man, my girlfriend opens up a PO box for me during like Christmas time, and my mods and like some of like the longtime homies can send stuff to the PO box. And yeah, that's just like one of them that came in, so it just kind of was there. We're like, why not? I don't know. I thought it was funny. Let's just say there's a lot of things that I've gotten that are questionable, but that one was definitely something I thought was funny. So he's just Bob's part of the stream.
He was a pretty cool dude. Liked him.
So yeah, that's kind of what. There's no like crazy story or some shit. Mostly just my mods and my subs and my community send me cool shit. Or in some cases they send me dildos. You know, either one.
Have you actually been sent dildos?
No
And do they
comment.
have cheats installed to them?
Yeah, exactly. Now I know why you're so good. There it is.
Mythic, sponsored by butt plugs.
Nothing wrong with that. It's 2019, man. All right, stop being such a prude.
Yo, did you see what happened?
Vici's got 11, by the way, Richard.
Yeah, don't worry, it's fine. It's fine. It's 16-11 now. Did you see what happened with that Evo Japan stuff?
I saw somebody's ass get slapped on the stream. That was about it.
Yeah, so basically, right, I don't know if you know about Dead or Alive. I used to cover Dead or Alive.
Yeah.
Because it was in the CGS, actually, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, it was. No, it was. 100%.
Yeah, so basically what happened was they did, you know, and one of the features of the game is they've got those outrageous, like, jiggle physics on the female forms, right? And that's, like, a feature of the series, by the way. I don't know how you're ever going to not mention that if you're talking about Dead or Alive. But anyway, they were doing an advertisement, a plug for the new game, and there was a couple of, like, you know, Japanese women on there, and they were, like, you know, showing the boobs and showing the bum and, you know, just fun stuff, because Japan doesn't have this Japan doesn't have this weird repressed attitude towards sex. And Evo turned the stream off. And then the head of Evo put a tweet out saying, we cut the stream off early because what was happening on stream doesn't align with our core values. Well, it's like, well, why allow the game? And then I won't even get into the hypocrisy of they were perfectly fine with Mortal Kombat fucking showing off all the fatalities. Motherfuckers literally ripping people's faces off. You know, that was all good. That aligns with our core values, right? Extreme ultra violence and murder aligns with our core values, but women's bodies definitely not. Like, what part of the fucking world is this?
Yeah, her butt jiggled a little bit. Whoa! Turn it off! This is Christian fucking stream, bro.
Jacky, cover that lady with stout Hessian lest I get aroused. These are the Victorian times. My monocle nearly popped out.
Yeah, I just saw the one clip though. I didn't see that. I didn't know they shut off the stream. I just saw the clip of basically like some chick going over to another chick and slapping her ass. I was like, all right, well, you know, whatever. Like, I don't really care that much.
Like, straight up, man. Like, do you remember when liberals were all about free love, free sex, burning the bra? Female liberation, do what you want with your body. Yeah, here's the pill. Yeah, you don't have to shave or conform to beauty standards. Like, you remember that? You remember that movement that was, like, essential to true liberalism? And now what we've got is a bunch of fucking prudes that make the religious right look fucking, you know, like fucking, you know, like the swinging 60s. It's so stupid.
I don't even think it's like a mindset. I think everybody's just terrified now, like, of social media as a whole. I don't even think it's like core values or somebody like is. Well, they just start seeing backlash and then they just have to react to it. I think that's the real reality of the world we live in now. Is like, if you're, you know, you're sitting there and you're running an event and you see like a large amount of backlash, you're just kind of stuck there and you're like, well, fuck, I have to do something, because it, you know, somebody is going to sit there and make it a bigger deal than what it is every single time. Every little incident that is going to happen now, it's almost like 24 news, right?
Yeah.
24/7 news, where if there's like anything, because you quite literally don't have anything interesting enough to talk about for 24 fucking hours. It truly, you're sitting there, you're like fishing, right? And anything that comes up, you're blowing it up and talking about as much as possible. The same thing I think is starting to happen now, and kind of like the, not even just esports, I'd just say kind of like the gaming culture and world, where If something fucking bad happens, it's just the thing that's talked about until it's beaten into a pulp where, you know, it doesn't really matter if you believe in this or not anymore. It's just such a big deal because everybody just went down the fucking line for so long. It just creates this you have to do something. You have to, or you're just fucked.
It's just mental as well, though, in like the sense that if you remember, like DreamHack, absolute years ago, when they basically had the lap dancing contests at the event, and there was like that was all over the place, like that was sound. But these days, you know, one little dead or alive stream, just pull the plug immediately. Get me out. Get me out.
Yeah.
Also, Jacky, do you by chance have a Focusrite as your audio interface?
Is my mic fucking up?
Yeah, it's apparently it's doing the crackle thing that mine does. So you might want to go to it and like enable,
I'll
disable, and re-enable.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt you, but I wanted to let you know just because, like,
that's right.
Destructoids in the chat.
Anyway, what were you saying, Richard?
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, like the thing about social media is like you put yourself in the prison, man. Like it's essential to sort of understanding what's going on in the world, and if you have a personal brand, you have to interact with it. But equally, in doing that, what you have effectively acquiesced to is permanent surveillance. And now, with the changing standards, where there's no statute of limitations on being an idiot, which is also selectively applied. But I mean, you know, something I said in 2005, I can lose everything I have in 2019 for it. You know, I don't get how that makes sense. It would have to be something pretty serious for me to sign off on it. So yeah, it's like we put ourselves in this unbelievable, like I say, it is. It's like literally being in a prison where it's like the panopticon. I don't know if you're familiar with that term.
I'm not actually.
Panopticon, you know, it means, you know, it's a prison where you're just permanently watched, effectively. And that's kind of what social media is these days.
Like a prison of one-way glass?
Yeah, it's like you can go look at drawings of like how functional panopticons would work, and you know, they're like circular, and so everybody's constantly surveilled by somebody else at all times. It's like, so the concept of privacy is kind of completely lost. Well, that's pretty much what social media is.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, if I'm being fully brutally honest, like I have a complete filter on everything, and I think sometimes, like, actually, as I was talking about earlier, I think it actually kind of can hurt me, because when you do say some fucking outlandish shit or just like do something dumb, it can actually benefit you quite a bit, just because of how quickly, you know, the internet does forget about something, you know, despite the fact of how outraged people will be. And then on the other hand, it's just like you feel like you can never really, like, you try to connect with people, but it's never really like the full you, even if you're not necessarily lying about who you are, but you're also not showing everybody exactly everything, because it's just so fucking controversial that you become like it no matter what you do, you're always just triggering some group of people, and it just becomes like suffocating in a way.
Are you back, Jacky? Let's have a listen to your mic, mate.
Yeah, give us a walk through the shed.
I don't know. Can you hear me on this? Is this sound shit?
So it's got a little bit of muffle to it, but it's no crackle.
Yeah, you don't have to restart, by the way. You just have to enable or disable.
Yeah. No, I changed mic because I wasn't sure which mic it was picking up. I don't know if this sounds worse or better.
You sound better, in my opinion, whatever you're using right now.
This is just my desk mic.
Just had a really nice fucking upper hit, Richard. I'm telling you, I think they actually were pretty prepped for this.
Okay.
That was a very well executed upper hit. They had every, like, you know, all the check marks. They had the heaven smoke, they had the upper flashes, they had the top hut molly, and they had the top rafter molly. That was a very clean execute that they had. It's really telegraphed, but it was a good hit. They're not totally lost on this map.
Yeah, I guess I've done them a little bit of a disservice, although I'm sure an aspect of it is that, you know, remember, it is Vitality. They're not suddenly world beaters just because they won a triple fucking overtime against Vici Gaming. So I'll throw that out there. Expectations must be correctly tempered.
Vitality lost a game on Nuke versus a UK team ages ago as well, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I can believe it. Like I
think
said,
it was
that T side from Vitality, they got 7 rounds, but I truly don't think that they were making good decisions. Like they were they were winning rounds because of individual skill, not because of any preparation they had done for nuke. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Vici play nuke a fair bit. They actually pick it a lot. All right, there you go.
Who says that though?
My illustrious Twitch chat. Relax for me.
All right, well, take that with a fucking pinch, man.
I mean, they probably just saw it on HLTV though.
Yeah. Yeah, but did they though?
But did they?
Being willing to play it like in a best of 3 series against grossly inferior Chinese teams does not mean that they are a nuke team. So just context is everything.
Well, yeah, no, they've had a couple decent hits. I think overall they're kind of just losing a lot of the aim duels too. They've actually been in quite a few decent positions on their T side and on their CT side, and Vitality's just kind of sneaking out rounds past them because they, at the end of the day, they just individually are better.
Hmm. Right, well, it's your boy. And that'll be the game.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Yeah.
it right there.
The classic 4-org meta that we've all been loving on nuke.
Unpopular opinion, I think they shouldn't do anything with Yogg and they should buff the M4.
Interesting. What about the Krieg? The forgotten gun.
It's just it's unusable, really.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. They should tweak it, right?
Yes and no. I mean, if you tweak that gun anymore, you run the risk of just like you've created a fucking monster. Like that gun already is like borderline better than the AK in some situations. Like in terms of just how
it's got like what is it like something insane like 92% first bullet accuracy or something. So it's almost double what the AK is.
The AUG and the SG are the most accurate guns in the game over the op. They are true first bullet accuracy guns. That's why I actually like them in the game, is because I still don't know why Counter-Strike doesn't have first bullet accuracy. I think it's fucking dumb, especially as somebody that started with Quake. That's fucking absurd to me. Like every time, I'm just like, okay. So I like that. I just the SG, I don't know how you change it. You know what I mean? It's like one of those things where if I used it more, I might be able to have more of an opinion on it. Where like obviously I've used the AUG quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I think the AUG is very, very good. It's better than the M4s. I also think that the M4s for a while have been pretty lackluster for the amount of money that you spend on them. I mean, I don't know. I was a huge fan of for a while of actually not changing the silencer or like making a change to it, but just lowering the price up and making it essentially, since it is the inferior gun, make it less expensive, that kind of thing, you know?
Well, I think all they need to do to make the silenced M4 like viable again is just add an extra clip of ammo onto it.
Nah. It's so the reason people don't pick it isn't because of the ammo. People don't pick it because it loses to every gun in a heads up. It has the fire rate of an AK, and so that's slower than the M4, and it has, you know, it just fucking feels like a clunker when you shoot it. Like
so why not? So slight buff to the fire rate plus the ammo.
But then once you do that, then you have less recoil, and then it's immediately going to be picked over the M4s again or the A4 again, because it has the same kill time.
Right.
The ammo.
I mean, honestly, it's been a long time since I've played Counter-Strike, so
I know.
I remember the fucking good old days where silenced M4 was the shit. You know, that's what you wanted.
Yeah. Like the ammo, right? Like 10 bullets. I mean, like, is the difference, and I don't know. Like, if a faster fire rate on the silencer, you can get huge multi-frag potential, and the reason why you will pick the silencer if they have the same fire rate over the unsilenced is you're never fucking sitting there in a full 30 bullet spray very often. The chances of that truly happening over the course of a game is like maybe once. Where over the course of a game, now how many times are you going to shoot 20 bullets, you know, and not reload when somebody's, you know, hitting your bomb site? Very likely, you know. So you have a much easier gun to use that's much more effective, and the only downside being is like if they rush the entire team, you don't have 30 bullets instead of you just got 20. That's the only downside.
Yeah.